not good enough for all this time. I thought that we would end up happy, but that was all in my head. I'm ready for the long road ahead. For all this time, we lied about how we would last and that we were alright. But it's fine. For all this time. You tried to get back with me, but I'm better than before. I know that you'll just use me, so I don't love you no more. Let me just fucking forget you so I can just move on. You're not good enough for all this time.
Morning, gamer! It is Gaming Morning Show. We are on with you wherever you may be. Appreciate you being with us on Facebook, Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. It is a beautiful Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. I don't know how one determines the beauty of a date, but I just apparently decided that today was in fact beautiful. Fight me. I don't care. Let's go. Let's go.
I think that's kind of it. You just someone says, "Hey, today's beautiful," and everyone else is like,
Oh yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah, pretty
Sounds
much.
good. Sounds good to me. Yeah, let's agree. Let's agree to disagree. Agree to agree. I am Ryan. That is Sean, top left. That is Mike in the bottom left. We have you for 3 hours until 9 a.m. Pacific time this morning. Good morning, Kiki Low. In fact, first in the chat. It's got to feel good. We got this day in gaming history. We got birthdays coming up today to celebrate. I know actually we have one to celebrate. I just don't remember whom. We'll have to figure that out. Yes, I knew you had me because of our staff meeting that we held yesterday within
Kiki's
Kiki's
chat.
stream. That's what it does. You can charge us for the real estate later, Kiki. That's perfectly fine with us. We also have this day's Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news coming up, top 10 list, and a lot of fun still ahead on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. So thank you for being with us. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. What a fine morning it is, and a beautiful day. Is that what we decided?
It is definitively a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Were you about to you too, Mike?
Yeah, don't do you two, because they're gonna sue the holy bejesus out of
They'll
us.
sue you too.
Bono literally does nothing but scan the internet for people using his music without paying him millions of dollars. Facts.
Facts. Things are good. Feeling good. Don't have to work today. It's fantastic.
It's a win. How's your day, Mike?
It's nice. It's not as beautiful here in Indiana. It's a little gray. But that's okay. They're calling for maybe some snow, maybe not. Who really knows? I really want to be a weather person because I would really like to just be able to be wrong often, and have people be like, yeah, you're doing great. You know, baseball and weather people are like the two jobs where you can be right 30% of the time and you're doing great.
I always the sports people in the TV world. We always had a beef with the weather people because we got like 2-3 minutes for our segment in the local news, and the weather person got at least 6, maybe 10. And we were always frustrated. Everyone loves the weather person, so yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's not fair.
This is the life I chose, so I must pursue. I had a pretty fun day yesterday. Kiki, I'm happy you're here because Kiki's stream was one of the highlights of my day. I drove out to get a secondhand monitor from somebody and listened almost entirely to Kiki's stream on the way. So I mentioned this in the stream, but I will tell you that Kiki's stream does translate well to audio only. She always says she talks too much, but that was a good thing if that's the case because it kept me super entertained, even though I couldn't see the screen. I watched Copia's stream this morning. The one advantage of getting up at 3 in the morning is a chance to watch people streaming in the evening, or the early afternoon, I should say. So that was cool. And then I went for like an awesome walk. Like me and the dog, we were in sync yesterday, like stride for stride. I was pretty proud. Not gonna lie, pretty happy.
Nice.
So
Were you guys singing in sync? Because I wouldn't put it past you.
well, it was
Which song?
It was pop music chart day, so we had to stay with the theme. It would be, of course, bye bye bye, because I ain't gonna lie, baby, bye bye bye.
Can you name another NSYNC song? Because I am trying right now, and I could.
Yes, I can. It's gonna be May.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah,
be
that's
May.
right.
Yes,
There's
Kiki.
like a pop one too.
3 a.m. That is the wake up call for me. I'm a very good morning person. 3 a.m.'s a little extreme. Like if I could wake up every day at like 4 or 4:15 and get everything that I needed to get done, absolutely on board for sure. But I also go to bed at like 7:30 sometimes. I don't think I told you all this, but on Friday night, usually me and a couple of friends play Apex. It's like a standing date at this point, especially with the pandemic. And I was really tired on Friday because it was New Year's Eve the day before. And so at 8:30, I took an Apex nap, is what I had intended to do. I didn't wake up from my Apex nap until 8:30 the next morning. I was very, very, very tired. So, yeah.
So close.
It was. We almost made it. Made it. You had a good stream yesterday, it looked like, Mike.
Yeah, no, it was very good. I was excited. Ryan stopped by and Colty stopped by, so it was nice to see some folks. And we dabbled in the zombie world, and of course, I also while waiting for some folks, I was playing with the Minecraft.
Nice.
I've tried The Sims and I enjoy it, and I think it'll take a little bit to get into, but I like creating, so I'm in the midst of building a castle in Minecraft. Because why not?
Is it a castle in the sky?
No, it's on a hill. It's a castle on a hill.
Is the hill in the sky?
I mean, are
What
we
is
technically
hill?
all in the sky?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
That's what we call a callback.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kiki, yeah, trying to do a stream until midnight, because I know that's sometimes the case for you. I don't know if I could make it. We've talked a lot recently about the GMS After Dark segment, which we'll have some news on probably in the coming weeks, but I don't know if I could ever make it to midnight on the stream. I don't know, maybe playing games and being interactive I probably could, but it's tough for me.
It goes fast.
It does. Well,
That's the thing.
that's
Yeah.
why I like your stream, because you say listen, I'm playing until I fall asleep. When it's sleep time, go to bed
Until everything starts to get like kind of like cloudy and fuzzy, then you're like, okay, I think we're done. We're done here.
It is National Screenwriters Day, National Whipped Cream Day, which was very close to being the topic of the day, because then it becomes, is it whipped cream? Do you like Kuhip? What's your preference? Because this is like the sweet equivalent of the mayonnaise Miracle Whip debate, right? Like, it's a brand, it's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing. If I didn't choose that one, we can still talk about it if you want to. It's National Keto Day, which I've never done keto. Isn't that like basically meat and cheese, right?
Yeah, more or less.
It's a lot of cheese.
Keto's like 3/5 bacon. That's all you eat.
Wow, it's a lot of bacon.
From the social media posts I've seen, keto is
Wow.
mostly bacon.
It is also Bird Day, and
Bird.
I know some people that are afraid of birds, like genuinely, like as afraid of bees as I am. These people are afraid of birds. I've never once been afraid of birds, but I get why people are.
But what is the word?
I said a uma mau mau, an uma mau mau. What is the word?
Nice.
That's one of the best Family Guy episodes of all time, by the way.
I have a good friend who's terrified of birds, and he says it's because when he was a kid, his sister threw his golf clubs up in a tree, and he went to get them, and he was attacked by 2 blue jays. So,
Well, I mean,
So,
maybe they were mad that he threw golf clubs in their tree.
well, to be fair, he didn't. He was trying to get it out of their tree. But either way, I don't blame the birds at all.
This is the downside, Kiki, to being first. We talked pretty much to you off the bat. Do you have any fears? Tell us your deepest, darkest fears. But like being afraid of bees is like a legitimate thing. Like I'm terrified. I even mentioned this the other day because Dr. Chick called me out on it. I'm afraid of bumblebees. Like I just cannot stand bees because it's the thought of being stung, even though I understand that it is not the most ridiculous pain that you'll ever experience in your life. But for some reason, bees are just terrifying for me. So we're going to get into the fears. Star Wars High Republic, or The High Republic, if you're checking the hashtag on Twitter, is trending. There's some big news. There's new stuff that's coming out. There's going to be a new YouTube show that's going to be released bi-monthly focused on this whole thing. I'm curious, have y'all looked into this prior to right now and me revealing it as the topic of the day?
Nope.
Good. All right. Team cohesion's at an all-time high. But I figured y'all know a little bit more about Star Wars than I do. I'll tell you some of the details coming up in just a little bit. We do have one point of business because it's already 6:15. Can you connect?
Oh, on the game?
Yeah, I can't connect on the game.
I'm on.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Can someone try to invite me? And if not, y'all have fun playing some games, and I got to figure out how to show your screen off because I can't connect to nothing. That's right. I just said I can't connect to nothing. Let me try Zombies side. Like I have like no PSN connection stuff. Nothing.
Did you
Have
pay
you
your
tried-
bill?
Have you tried blowing in it?
Oh, that's true. I should.
Ooh, yeah. Tap it. You gotta blow in it and tap it. Yeah.
Have you seen? There's a great cartoon that's out there that says something to the effect of, like, disable your chipset or something like that. It's amazing. And then the kid posts. The guy's like, "Yeah, the cartridges." It's a meme. It's a
Great. This one. Yeah.
really
I like rocks.
really struggling this morning. We're going to tell you about how you can figure out at your friendly IKEA if the PS5 or the Xbox Series X will fit. If you've never played Flight Simulator, this might be the time to get it because I am super intrigued, especially as the new owner of something that's VR related. And Roku might be picking up a recently defunct TV series. So we have those pieces of news coming up for you here in just a little bit. So y'all are in, and that's great. I'm clearly streaming the show, so the internet the internet is clearly working. But what is going on with my PlayStation? All right, let me set up internet connection again.
Turn it off and turn it on.
I did that already.
That's what the Xbox
Yeah.
service people always tell me to do.
That's all you
As
got to
if
do.
I hadn't already tried it.
That's all you got to do. Just do that.
As someone who has provided tech support over the phone, there is nothing I hate more than having to call people who provide tech support over the phone.
Yeah, it's awful.
Because they have certain things they need to go through. Like there was one time I needed to call Comcast, and all I was doing was trying to set up. I had bought my own modem and router, and all I needed was like one specific piece of information. And I called, and I'm like, "Hey, I need this," and they're like, "Well, what are you doing? What router are you using?" And I'm like, "It's this modem, this router." They're like, "Well, we can't support those." I was like, "I just need this information. I need this username and this password. Just give it to me." Well, if you have your Comcast router, I can help you. I need the information. Like 10 minutes later, he goes, "The login is this and the password is this." It's like,
Thank you.
don't be that guy. Put your script down.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
But
Common sense time. Let's get the
sometimes-
common sense going.
Sometimes you're supposed to follow the script, though. That's part of your job.
Nope.
I'm happy you can tell us just how it is. But it's true. It is one of those things, like you said, because I did this, I am this way with those. And I think it's the same like with delivering pizzas. I've delivered pizzas before. I make sure to tip a very specific amount, no matter how bad the pizza delivery is, because sometimes it's not that person's fault. So I have those rules. And I've also worked in cell phones before, so I can definitely empathize with most cell phone folks. So
surprising to most, I have never been a delivery driver. There's
well,
one. That's one
you
to
were
the
a
list.
you were a delivery driver, but not for food.
Oh yeah,
True.
well, I mean like a food, like a pizza guy.
Yeah, I got you. That is actually incredibly surprising. I am shocked.
Yeah, honestly,
It's the first
Well,
time.
It's the
I'm gonna have
it's
to,
the only
like-
job that Mike has never had.
do DoorDash or something now, just to add it. Check.
I have DoorDashed before. Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
it's way better than doing Uber when you don't feel like talking to people. The best part about being an Uber driver, I did both Uber and Lyft, is you do get to meet a wide swath of people. Like it's amazing. Like you go from one and it's this person, and then you go to the next one, it's a completely different person. And I absolutely love that idea. But I think the food delivery was more fun because you didn't have to talk to somebody if you didn't want to. So
Yeah.
that was
I tried the Uber thing, and then a guy threw up on my car, and it lasted literally one day. And I was like, all right, this is no thank you.
yep.
Luckily, it was on the outside, so that wasn't a big deal. But I was like, yep, if I get it on the inside, then we're going to have a problem.
Morning, Super. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show, the tech support edition of Gaming Morning Show, as I'm trying to figure out why I can't connect to the internet on my device. Did you do evening Ubering?
Yeah. I did it in downtown Indianapolis, and yeah, it was great. I had 3 rides, and the third ride, the guy told me he wasn't feeling very well, and I said, all right, well, just crack the window, and he was like, okay. Literally started to pull away, and he goes, hold on, out the window. I was like, oh, great.
Yep, that was
And then he excused himself and left.
that was
So I was like, all right.
a similar experience to me, where I had somebody who I was concerned that was going to happen, and that was the day that I decided I would not be driving nights. That was,
Yeah.
I figured I had less of a chance to worry about that during the daytime. So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it is
We
6
playing some Rocket League today.
It is 6:21 on the West Coast, 9:21 on the East, and 2:21 for the Gaming Morning Show in the afternoon in the UK. I'm going to work on my jingle, my liner for that, because we have to make it specifically. I can't remember if that was a Kiki or a real AJ at this point, but either way, it is my new favorite tagline, that we are the Gaming Morning Show in the afternoon. So it will not be me, clearly, doing the screaming voice line, for sure. We're going to get to the Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news, but here's the deets on this Star Wars thing. So, a new era. Just when you think that Star Wars couldn't do more, it is time to do more. They've opened up things with the today launch of something called the High Republic. StarWars.com's Kristen Baver hosted an event that led the discussion with Lucasfilm publishing creative director Michael Siglin and many authors of stories. Hour-long conversation to discuss collaborations, plot points, and such, because there is new, never before seen covers, there's concept art, new details of forthcoming books, there's comics, there's going to be a High Republic bi-monthly YouTube show hosted by Christina Ariel for Star Wars The High Republic. Did you need a new saga of Star Wars? And even if you didn't, are you jacked now that you do have one?
More Star Wars is always a good thing.
All right.
Did I need it? No. Is it something that I'll probably check out a couple times and be like, oh, I'm gonna forget this exists and not watch it anymore? Probably.
Yep.
But that's okay. It's there for someone. It's there for the, the hardcore, not gonna miss any piece of Star Wars media people. And if they enjoy it, then great.
I'm very much like Sean, where I will try really, really hard to pay attention to it, and then I will lose interest after 2 weeks because I'll go back to watching The Office, because that always just ends up happening. And you're like, there was another show that I really liked. I don't remember what it is. Let's watch The Office. So, but I mean, it does look interesting. It's a prequel to everything. So I found a timeline on Twitter and it happens before the Phantom Menace and everything like that. So it might give some pretty cool details on, what happens with, like, what led to everything. Maybe it'll explain why Jar Jar Binks exists.
That is actually the number one thing, the number one question that it will answer is why did Jar Jar Binks exist? Good morning, Dr. Chick. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. Super is hyped, says Super. That's my interpretation of the inflection in the text that's there. I know nothing about it. I also think many people were a little confused because I just typed in, what is star? And autocomplete said Wars High Republic, so I'm sure I'm not the only person trying to figure this out. Collider has this that says it reveals the new interconnected mega story set at the height of the Jedi's power, way before the Skywalker family drove every story in the universe, and during a time of unfamiliar faces. So it just sounds like they're creating new characters, new storylines.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got to get that cheddar, right?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Is that what the kids say?
I believe, yes. Yes, cheddar is still very much in. You
butter,
should talk.
eat that butter.
You should talk to all the kids and just always use cheddar. That's why. What? Your 40-something advisor Ryan tells you yes, because I'm in tune with the children as well. Let's do this. It's 6:25. Let's head to the newsroom so I can stand up and unplug my internet and see what's going on. I want to unplug the streaming computer because that would be a bad solution. But we're gonna try to figure out what the heck's up with my PlayStation.
Nothing would make me feel like the little brother who's given a controller not plugged in. If you're like, go ahead, go do the news, and then the stream just goes down. No, you're doing great.
I mean, in all of our
everyone's totally tuned in for the news.
In all of our contingency planning, we never had thought of a situation where it's like Ryan can stream, but he won't be able to play any games. How are we going to show any gameplay during our non-segments? All right, let's do this.
Gameplay really not guaranteed.
Seriously not guaranteed. 6:25 West Coast, 9:25 East Coast, 2:25 in the UK. It's time to get informed. Let's get the news of the day. Here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. Oh, I missed this yesterday. It is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021, and this is your gaming morning show, morning gaming news. I actually had a couple things to talk about today, and that's fantastic. First up, some Sony news out of IGN from Joe Scribbles. This says that Sony discontinues PlayStation 4 Pro and all but one model of the PlayStation 4 in Japan. So they're ceasing production of most, not all, PlayStation 4 models in hopes to clear up some production lines for the PlayStation 5. Trying to properly meet demands for the PlayStation 5. There is no official announcement on whether or not this is going to apply to the Western arms of Sony or if it's purely just in Japan for now, but it's a good sign for those of us that still desperately want a PlayStation 5. Maybe in 3 or 4 years they will have enough that we can all buy them. We will see. Next up, out of Game Informer from Marcus Stewart, Epic Games bought a new property for their new headquarters, and it's an entire shopping mall. So if you want a big headquarters, just buy an entire mall. Their current headquarters is current and new headquarters are located in Cary. Well, it just says Cary, North Carolina. There it is. Cary, North Carolina, and they will be moving into the 87-acre site, which cost them $95 million over the next few years, hoping to have work completed by 2024. Hey, Mike, do you live in a shopping mall?
Not yet. I would really like to, though. I also imagine that the Epic offices will just be like each office will be its own old store. You can just walk through and be like, oh, this is the Fortnite section. Or...
They should definitely keep the shopping mall aesthetic. They should not make it look like an office building. And it should be like the Call of Duty map where it's like 80s aesthetic.
Yeah, are you talking like complete with the van with the dragon outside?
Heck yeah.
Cool.
Is there any other way to do it?
I mean, you can have a van with other things.
Dad's back. We need to get back to work. Last news story of the day. from IGN, Justin Alleman. Nintendo is set to acquire Luigi Mansion 3 developer Next Level Games. Next Level Games has for a while been developing Nintendo products, such as Punch Out for the Wii, Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo 3DS, and then most recently Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. But in a deal that's going to close in March, now they are going to officially acquire the developer and bring them on full time to work on Nintendo based products, which is great because everything I've played from them has been top notch, including Luigi's Mansion 3. It was a lot of fun. So cool stuff coming from Next Level Games. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Winter Sleigh out on PC. Ralph's Adventure Aztecs Mystery out on PC. Some interesting spelling choices in that. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Orion, the Eternal Punishment. PC and Mac. Emphasis on things to make it more entertaining to myself. Orion.
That's
Sounds like a
ironic
day in the life of the show when you think about it. Super Saiyan, they made Mario Strikers, new Mario Strikers, maybe? Question mark? Mark.
They're due.
So, no, you didn't have to jump back to work because Dad was on his headphones. I just felt like I had been sitting here, not sure exactly where we were with the news. It's another downside to be also being the producer when you're trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with your PlayStation. So you were fine. You could have talked for hours. You really, really could have talked for hours because I still can't figure out why I can't connect to my PlayStation. I'm sad.
Is it everything on the PlayStation?
Yeah, it just won't let me log into PSN at all. I've tried Wi-Fi. I've tried LAN. I've just
Like
logged into my router settings.
Stupid question, like legit. Is your PSN like deal up? Do you have to like re-up?
No, because I can
I've done that.
No, I legitimately agree, and I looked, and I can get in on my PlayStation Network app.
Wow.
Do you
That's
have
a
it
tricky one.
started in safe mode?
Can I boot it up in Xbox mode?
See,
True,
if you
super.
had an Xbox, this would
Do you need
happen.
me to bring this Xbox One I have over here?
Might have to, yeah. Can I remote play into your Xbox One? Why does Ryan keep dying? It's because he can't shoot anybody because he's not in the right places. Yeah, so it keeps asking me. This is a legitimate thing, Sean. You might know for sure, and I don't know, Mike, where you're at with proxy servers. But it keeps giving me, do you want to use a proxy server? Which doesn't usually come up in like the connection flow. So it's almost like it's being like firewalled or something. It's weird.
Somebody hacked your PlayStation.
True.
Nothing's changed between yesterday and today.
I mean, not to my knowledge. So, thank you for joining us for Tech Talk on Gaming Morning Show, where we teach you how to troubleshoot your PlayStation.
Control-Alt-Delete.
They called it because the scanner wasn't working. That's so funny. Do you want to just remote do like a broadcast on Twitch of your PlayStation, Sean, and then I'll just pull that up and then be able to show everybody what you're playing? Or did we just evolve into a very bona fide talk show?
We can talk all day. It's fine. We were just talking about the Epic Games buying a mall for their offices and debating the finer intricacies of they shouldn't change it, and each office, like each store, should be its own office for each game. So like the hot topic can be Fortnite because they kind of go together. Just don't change anything. Like don't take any signage down. None of that. Just be like, all right, you're working in here. And I would name other Epic games, but I don't.
You ready? I'm gonna save this stream. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna share my screen.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna let's do this first.
Killing it, crushing it right now.
Let's
Oh
do
God,
Whoa.
what's happening? Oh gosh, oh God.
that. Hold on.
I don't know if you're saving it. We're
Alright.
now all disjointed.
Oh, hey.
Now we have Minesweeper stream.
No, we're not. Oh, am I supposed to click the button that says watch stream?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Going back to the news screen. Now you can see Mike's like torso.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Yep,
This
now we are
area.
legitimately. Big Daddy's the apparent leader in your stream. Is this the right one?
That
Oh,
How about this one? Is this the right one? Because
Big-
that's in focus.
is-
Okay, because so now what we are is Ryan looking
Daddy?
at half of a Minesweeper stream. That is legitimately what we are this morning on Gaming Morning Show. This is the content that y'all were looking for and you didn't know you needed. Was today on Gaming Morning Show we play half of a and he loses to boot. A boo. We will give some shout outs to Superphonic, who's joining us in the chat. Said my mate worked in tech support one time, called him because their scanner wasn't working. Wow. I mean, but it was the person tech support for the scanner? Because if so, like that would
It's a
actually
random-
make sense.
a random person.
Now you're just looking at me. Sean's doing a great job though, playing some Minesweeper though.
still sweeping the mines.
You're crushing it. Make sure that nobody gets them.
Oh my goodness.
Are you actually able to do whatever you just did, but with your PlayStation?
I don't think so, but I can change. Yeah, I could change. I just won't have me because I can change my camera input from my camera to my PlayStation.
Yeah, go ahead and do that for at least one segment. We'll play one piece of gaming. Yeah, look at that! Look, that's smart. And you and Mike are all in a party and stuff. Oh, you guys
Yeah,
are
we're
just
chilling.
you're just crushing it right now. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
Let's try some gunfight. See how that goes.
Yeah, you guys will have fun doing this, playing gunfight together. All right, well, I'm just going to go gameplay here, and then I'm going to add that in.
Now we have a shoutcaster.
What's a shoutcaster?
It's
You know, it's a
like
thing.
it's like
For shouting.
a commentator, but for esports.
Oh, I've
You
heard
have to
it
have a
called
special name.
I've heard them as called casters. So there's rumor that I might actually have some casting gigs coming up. So very excited about that prospect.
It is very exciting.
I believe the name just stems from the fact that in esports they're constantly yelling.
That's probably not part of my plan, but we'll see. You know, it's too early to tell what my actual legitimate thought is.
I keep looking at the camera even though I can tell it's not even on.
All right. Well, I'm still on the full screen. I've almost got you captured here. So, all right. Here's this. We're going here. Sean's playing games. Mike and Sean are going to take you some of the way here, so I can figure out what is going on with my
Virtual journey.
thing.
Oh boy,
All right. You guys play. I'll be right back.
I disagree. Thought you had a mic.
Why isn't this?
All right. Well, if anyone has a PlayStation 5, they can send Ryan. Apparently, his PlayStation 4 is done doing PlayStation stuff.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Oh, I'm dead.
Okay, I found
This
them.
isn't going well.
No, I can't hear anything. My input says it's working. The game audio is up, but it's lying. Oh, probably 'cause I have to change the settings monitor on.
All right.
Yeah, that helps. Dummy.
Well, welcome to the most atypical gaming morning show.
Yeah,
We did it.
Sean's doing great. I'm just running in circles.
You've shot at some people.
I did. I shot a guy at least once. At least once. Payao, take that.
So the big question of the morning is: will Ryan fix his PlayStation and be able to join us? Hey, Mike, you still there?
Yeah, no, you're doing great. I'm here for support. I'm just making sure you're safe. You know, you're look at this guy with the aimbot. Jeez. I've become a big fan of the KSP. We were playing zombies, and I picked up a KSP, and it was pretty gnarly. Hey, Dad. It's the dude was in the back. He's just chilling in the back. See, right there.
I did it.
I shot him a couple times for you just to get him.
Oh, you softened him up.
I I warmed him. I buttered him up. I
like
buttered his biscuits.
Nice.
I don't know who would say that, but you know.
Mike O, that's who would say that.
Yeah. Oh, there. Take that. Sus Buster. Is that his name? Sus Buster? Nice.
Sure is.
I need to go run a different direction.
Shake it up.
I just keep going down the right side. Oh, hey, that's C4. Tried to throw a grenade. Doesn't really work when you don't have them.
Oh, he's laying down in their spawn. What a loser. Don't lay if you're playing gunfight, don't lay down in your spawn.
No. What a bunch of horse hooey. That's crazy.
He still almost killed him. Alright, we'll watch for lameness. Ooh, rocket launcher.
You think they're gonna be doing the same thing? Are they on your side?
Yep. One's in the train.
Oh, one's behind me. Did you just shoot me?
Maybe. Oh, boo. Morning,
Horse
load
hooey.
last checkpoint. Internet's a little spotty. Funny you mentioned that. Ryan is currently away trying to get his PlayStation to work. Thanks for stopping by, though.
I really wish people could see his camera though, because I think he's just trying to mean mug it into working. If I stare at it hard enough, then it'll work.
Oh. Oh,
Ah, I killed somebody.
I did bad.
Yeah.
Nice work. Oh boy.
Take that.
So speaking of Sony discontinuing production on PlayStation 4.
Is that why? Is that? It's because Ryan's thing doesn't work. I hope that the discontinuation of PlayStation 4 helps me get an Xbox Series X. I've been trying real hard to like find the restocks. I've been even talking to like trying to get people on like Facebook Marketplace to like do deals because everyone's selling it for like $1,000.
Right.
So I just message them. I say, "Is it still available?" And they say, "Yes." And I say, $600, and they say no.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's maybe someone will, be like, "Oh, we feel bad for you."
Or you'll find that one guy who's just happened to sit on his for so long and he's just ready to off it.
Yeah, but like there was I have an alert for the restock, and
Nice
it just
work.
it's literally the same article they post every day that says literally the same thing. So you're like, what the heck, man?
Well, the PlayStation hasn't been available anywhere since the 29th, so I keep checking everything, expecting something to pop up,
Yeah.
and it just hasn't happened.
I think Target had a restock recently, but they those obviously went within the first like 14 seconds.
Yep. It's rough, man. Right? It's never been so hard to give a company $600. It's just so frustrating, and I feel like, you know, in my ideal, the only place to buy a PlayStation would be just through Sony, and they just took your money and had a list of people in the order they bought it, and then they just send them out going down that list. You know, that way you know you're like, all right, I got one. It may not come until the end of January, but I know I got one and it's coming.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi.
Hey,
Ryan,
we won.
I'm so proud of you. So, great plan. You just need to keep flipping your camera source, and so in between segments, you'll hop back in, and then I'll make you full screen, and it'll be you playing video games. 644.
We'll just pretend he's that lady. It'll be like she's talking on the game.
Dude looks like a lady.
I was gonna say I thought Aerosmith too. Dude looks like a lady. Yeah, load last checkpoint. I've never tried so hard to give a company $600, or it's never been so hard to do so. Hey,
Take
Super,
my
I need a favor. I heard you have a friend in tech support. I was wondering if I could give them a call and ask them about my toaster or scanner. I'm not entirely sure which one I was supposed to ask about, but clearly my PlayStation's basically the equivalent of a toaster right now. No gameplay for me, but we're gonna debut Gaming Morning Show Plays Mobile Games. Who wants to do that this morning, huh? Let's go. I don't know what's up, but we're just gonna let you play games and I'll talk. I can handle that. 645. I think what it's saying is I need to restart my router, and clearly can't do that. So we'll do that after the show. 9:45 on the East Coast in the U.S., 2:45 in the U.K. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. Our topic of the day is about Star Wars High Republic. It is the newest series. Like I said, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff, including a bi-monthly YouTube show hosted by Christina Ariel. We got birthdays coming up here. You want to load another game, we can do that, because I will tell you about what's going on in the world of furniture, because many people are dreaming of what we were just talking about. Can't wait to get their hands on a PS5 or maybe an Xbox Series X. And Sean has shared already scale drawings that people have posted, or even the companies have posted on the internet. Well, now you can actually see it in person. If you go to your local IKEA, you're able to see what their furniture looks like, their media cabinets, with to scale physical pieces that represent the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. These are like works of art, Mike. Like, they look, I mean, they basically replicate it. I bet there's a whole bunch of people trying to steal plastic out of an IKEA.
You know that there's a couple of folks who are like, oh, they got one. Get it. And it was like, no, it's not. They did their due diligence with that thing, though. It's, you know. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this into the chat. I'll just work off your cue, by the way, Sean. So as soon as you switch your camera, I'll switch it to full screen. Yep. This is from The Verge. Jay Peters had this, and it looks pretty legitimate. I mean, it's pretty nuts how they were able to do this. You have mock boxes. They're the same shape as the console, measurements written on the side. It's definitely marketing as well, because there's copy written on the side of the PS5 box to explain exactly what it should be used for. Which IKEA media storage unit will be able to fit in my new meme-ish oversized gaming console? Question mark. There you go. Your answer is there within the IKEA. I can do this. There, now y'all can still see me while they're playing Gunfight. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, right now nobody can get their hands on one. You can't bring them into the store, and so why not figure out how, you know, this whole thing is going to work? So,
what are the odds that somebody actually like brought their PS5 or Xbox into the store and they're like, no, I just got to check, just got to see which one it fits in.
Just look.
This is a very important thing. Please let me just take a peek. Oh, look at that. I even have my teases on the screen. We got a whole bunch of stuff, chat. We got birthdays coming up after this game. I can't show you Sean. I could show you Mike, but then I would have to figure out how to get Sean. And this is just a holding pattern on Gaming Morning Show. You're right. I can do my best effort at casting here. They lose that first one. 0-2 deficit for our heroes. At least they got the best of the gunfight maps. I still think I like Game Show the best.
Game Show's the best, for sure.
If you could change it and like move that wheel though, it'd be much better. Like make it like a mini game.
If you shoot it, it budges. And
Yeah,
that's about the best you can go. Oh, interesting change. Going to the fists. Oh, didn't expect him to the right. Almost recovered. Died at the last
he came
possible
behind
moment.
me.
0-3 deficit facing our heroes. It's never been so hard to give a company $600. I plan on only paying retail for my console, my PC. Well, that's a different story. Well, and that's why when I did the upgrades to this machine that we're using for the streaming checkpoint, I specifically thought, well, this is probably going to delay my PS5 purchase because at this point, pretty much everything that I want to play as an incredibly social gamer is probably going to be available on the PC. Do I even need to have the PlayStation 5?
Yes.
I mean,
That's been my debate as well. About do I just say, forget about it
Oh,
and get and spend the money that I would have spent on the Xbox on a PC?
mm-hmm.
Do I just do that and try to build one and it's like $700 I can get a decent one, especially if I put all the parts together myself and source them out myself. So who knows? But I know literally nothing about a PC, so that could also be a problem.
Well, I know that I have like the lower end specs on my
Sad.
GPU. Nice throw, good recovery, stepping in the middle, but just was outnumbered and a 1-4 deficit facing our heroes. I maybe I could do more of narration instead of casting per se because I haven't done the prep. I just told Kiki, I was like, this is not my audition tape. I am really contemplating that because all the PS5 exclusives, Sean, I mean, those are going to be games that, I traditionally haven't been interested in playing, right? Like single player type things, I suspect. Sean was busy. Sean wasn't breathing.
Focused.
Sean
Yeah.
wasn't breathing.
Yeah, I stopped breathing in those situations.
He really
Yeah,
does.
it's true.
No,
A lot
I'm not
of-
making that up. He legitimately stops breathing in those situations.
I agree. I think a lot of the PlayStation, most of the PlayStation exclusives are going to be more story-driven things that I play.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's just nice to both be on the same system.
Jen J. Lauren checks into the chat, and I'm so happy that Kiki clarified because I was also calling you Loren because I didn't know how to say it. So it's Jen J. Lauren, one of the best Apex players on the planet. You were number one in something at this point, I believe, or maybe that was she was talking about Mini Maze. But either way, outstanding Apex Legends player joining us in the chat. Checkpoint saying, I play mostly single player games as a loner, but I really want to play third-party games on PC Plus for streaming. And for the dream come true reasons, I want a gaming PC. Yeah, I mean, at this point, the trajectory for me would probably be pretty similar, where I'd have a streaming PC and then try to build out like a legitimate gaming computer. Nice plays. Let him run by. What a sneak. 4-4, even up. Let's go. Let's go. There, that's
Use their aggression against them.
Oh, it was Maze. Isn't Maze like the top lifeline in the UK, Kiki said? That's crazy. That's so good. It's amazing. In fact, there's nothing better if you're number one. So it's legitimate. It's facts. Sean, what you can do too is you can send us some of your PS5 sound or PS4 sound. If you send us some of your PS5 sound, that's amazing because you don't even have it yet. Oh, chase down. Turn to the right. Knew he was in trouble. Double back. Oh, don't mess with the pistol or you get the whistle.
Uh-oh.
Nope, that's just an empty. There we go.
Nice work. That's good level.
Hello.
Hello, it's me. If you have a birthday to celebrate, let us know in the chat. We're doing that next, and our This Day in Gaming History. Coming up next hour, we'll have our top 10 list as well. It is Star Wars High Republic trending on the interwebs, for sure. So let us know if you're excited. Superphonic is fanning, for sure. Man, the pistol work on this guy. What
We
a
had him
win.
surrounded.
What
Yeah,
a
he was not.
victory. Nice work.
He wasn't going anywheres.
All right, Gaming Morning
No way.
Show continues, and Sean can bask in the glory of his best plays because I don't control things now. I don't cut them off before it shows things. If you are not a Microsoft Flight Simulator player, now might be the time to invest. We'll tell you why coming up later in Gaming Morning Show. We appreciate you being here. PlayStation for story and exclusive games, PC for FPS, etc. And that's the thing is, like, I don't picture myself playing another first-person game unless it's maybe hanging out with the kids or something down the road. Like, I just don't see it. I almost would probably buy the Nintendo Switch Lite or something to play something like that, because the only chance I would have is if I'm doing so, at work or on the road. I just don't see myself doing it at home. What's the last first-person game that you played, Mike? Well, not first-person, but like solo, like not a multiplayer game.
Single player game.
I think it might have been Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption might have been. Oh no, you know what? The Witcher. The Witcher 3. I am stuck in a veritable loop of after-action reports. So
Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and restart this.
This happens to all the streams. The day after they announce plans for 2021, they just have to start figuring out all the technical issues. It happens. Speaking of which, you can join our Discord. Sean has set that up, sports.gaming. So if you have any questions or things that you want to ask us about, you can on our Discord. It was requested, so we now have it. It is also linked on our website, gamingmorningshow.tv. Big thanks to everyone watching on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gms.watch, which also gets you to our website. Big thanks to Calvo for liking us or following us on Twitch. We certainly appreciate that. It is time for birthdays. We do have one community birthday to celebrate today because our designated secretary treasurer, Mike, wrote this down during our meetings yesterday. Who are we wishing a happy birthday to today?
Today we are wishing a happy birthday to You can't really see that at all.
No,
Waggly Phoenix 40.
Yeah, go ahead and
Wags.
hold your hand. Remember, you said the trick is to hold your hand behind.
How's that?
Oh,
Is that
so actually, it did help. It did actually help. Yeah.
Waggly Phoenix 40.
Jen knows Wags for sure. So hey,
Yeah.
we did find somebody. I remember we just happened to see it in Kiki's stream. It said tomorrow's my birthday, and so hell yeah, it is.
Done. Today is also my son's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Sean's son. Would it be Sports Doc Gaming Jr.?
No. He wants to be a skateboarder when he grows up.
Oh, so
He's
it'd be
still at that age.
It'd be Sports Doc Gaming Jr. / skateboard senior, because he'll be the first professional skateboarder in your family. I don't know. What did Grandma do for a career?
Something like that.
She
No?
was also a skateboarder.
There you go. See, skateboarding Sports Doc Gaming Jr. the third. All right, actor Robert Duvall turns 90 today. One of my favorite Robert Duvall roles was Days of Thunder, where he was the crew chief for Tom Cruise.
I'm a huge history nerd, so I loved him in Gettysburg and Gods and Generals, which I don't recommend you watch unless you're willing to dedicate 8 hours to 2 movies, because they're both 4 hours long. Watch both of them in the theater, because I don't know. He was really good in Open Range with Kevin Costner. If you haven't seen that, it's like a Western. You watch that.
Let's take a poll chat. What are the odds that Ryan's going to sit through 2 movies that are 4 hours long each? Anyone? Anyone? I do like history, though. I like more biopic or like slower but almost like true life stories as opposed to like frantically paced comedies or something like that. So yeah, I would be interested. I would fall asleep. I'd have to watch that movie over 7 days.
Yeah, there you go. An hour at a time. It'll be wonderful.
Wait, Jen's calling Wags a heirloom hoarder. Jen has all 6. That is not possible that person could be any more of an heirloom hoarder than you. But an Octane main, which I don't know too many of those. Diane Keaton turns 75 today. Ted Lang turns 73. Ted Lang, ring a bell, anyone?
Yeah, he's that guy, you know.
Best known for that role of Isaac, the bartender on the Love Boat. Clancy Brown turns 62. There are a lot of older birthdays. We're not skewing younger today with the whole cheddar talk earlier, and now all birthdays that are above 60. Marilyn Manson turns 52 today.
Wow.
Bradley Cooper is 46. Not bad for 46. January Jones, 43. So there's some of your birthdays to today. Anyone else on the list catch your eye?
It's Vinnie Jones' birthday. Vinnie Jones, he was in TV's Deception, and he played Juggernaut in X-Men: The Last Stand. But he's a good British actor, but he used to play professional soccer, and now he can break your face.
For which club?
I'll have to look that up. I don't remember. I think it was Championship. I don't think it was Premier League, but he was known as an enforcer. So I'm pretty sure that's why he stopped playing, because they asked him to stop hurting people.
And as I say, in soccer, is the enforcer the equivalent of hockey's goon?
Yep,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Fashion model Nicole Murphy has a birthday today. 53. Actor Jason Mitchell is 34, and Guy Torrey turns 52 today. And a shout out historical birthday to George Washington Carver, one of the most prominent black scientists of the early 20th century, noted for promoting alternative crops to cotton and methods to prevent soil depletion. Which that's like the idea of where you plant different crops, right, to not absorb all the same things out of the soil, right? That's nice.
Drummer George Funky Brown of Kool and the Gang is 72. I believe he was part of the gang.
So he wasn't cool?
Maybe by name, for sure. He was funky. Didn't you read the text? I have one of my favorite things I ever made, going back to like video and editing, was when I was in journalism school. I had to make just like the very basic intro, like 101 class to editing. You had to go out and you had to capture close-ups and medium shots and long shots, and then you had to edit them together. And I used a Kool and the Gang song for part of it because I ended up making a story out of it. And I cannot find that tape for the life of me, but it was one of my favorite moments. So I always think of Kool and the Gang whenever I get to that point.
On Vinnie Jones, I was wrong. He actually played for like 15 years, and he played for teams like Leeds United, Sheffield United, and Chelsea, who are fairly big teams, and he captained the Welsh national team.
Can you confirm Culty's question in the chat?
Hold on, let me see. I was reading. Doesn't he have the record? I believe so. I believe he has the fastest red card. He was a bit of a guy, you know. He would hurt people pretty frequently. He really liked his cleats up slide tackles. Yeah.
Yes, the old CUSTs, right? The custs. This day in gaming history, Winter Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, 1985. Nintendo shows the family computer, the Famicom, from Japan with the label Advanced Video System, demonstrated with a computer keyboard, music keyboard, and 25 games. Sean, I need you to start Googling music keyboard NES, because I don't understand that part. This is the funny part. This is from kpolson.com. No dealers take orders for the system. Interesting. 1989, Nintendo countersued Atari, charging fraudulent inducement of their licensing agreement, making and selling unauthorized cartridges. 1994, Sanyo announced it would manufacture the 3DO interactive multiplayer system. And in 2006, in the 206 International Consumer Electronics Show, Microsoft announced later in the year it would release an add-on HD DVD drive for the Xbox 360. And everybody flocked to the HD DVD. Nope. In 2010, Bayonetta video game for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was released. All right, here's what we're going to do. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. I have some bad news. I got to go unplug the internet because apparently the only thing that's working is the stream. And so I got to get everyone back online. So what you're going to see if you're watching on Twitch, you're going to see the little panicked disconnection logo at some point. Don't disconnect. We should be back within the time frame that we need to. If you're watching on Facebook Gaming or YouTube, you can just refresh the stream there as well. That is Mike in the bottom left, Sean in the upper left. I am Ryan, and it is the ad-libbed, but still here, Tuesday, January 5th edition of Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in a little bit.
'cause I'm my own life. I just wanna be somebody in my life. The race is peaceful, so I don't know how to put up a fight. Against my struggles, but I'm putting up all my might. Against my problems, but I don't let mine go out of my sight. But still, sometimes.
Morning Gamer Gaming Morning Show continues as we are back and better than ever on Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. Well, we couldn't hold the stream. It didn't last, but we were able to get back online and fix all of the world's problems when it comes to connecting in my house to the internet. So, that's what it took, but we figured it out. We are back. That is Mike O, bottom left, Sean, top left. I am Ryan. It's a pleasure to see you. Should we just start it from the top? 709? Huh?
I think someone is trying to abduct Sean.
I'm worried for my safety.
Are you okay there, bud?
Um,
Is the cat coming after you?
no, it's bigger than the cat.
I was telling this to your family the other day. I don't know if you heard me, but I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and randomly came up to a video of someone sitting outside of like a zoo, I assume, some sort of wildlife place. Big old glass windows, and there's tables inside, and there's a white tiger on the other side of this glass. So I assume it's one of those cool things where like you can eat a meal while observing a giant cat. It's not a bad deal. But all of a sudden a bird flies by, and this cat jumps from the ground to the top of this window, and it had to be, guys, like 12 feet off the ground. It was amazing. And it was just like watching Arturo, Sean's cat, jump at something flying through the air. The tiger did it twice, and no one was fazed. They just were just like, wow. It was magnificent.
It's fascinating.
Nature is amazing.
Arturo is sleeping on the mantle today, which is the first time he's gotten up there, and he's just laying like across the mantle. So that's a new thing for him.
Things aren't bad for the cat.
I brought a backup plan for this hour.
Just in case. This hour on Gaming Morning Show, Sean explains.
Sean sings?
Yeah, creates a song based around Ryan's internet problems. Should we start doing improv? We could have that segment. I'd have a blast doing that. All right, we need to check with chat. Is anyone in our chat? That's one thing. If you could let us know that you're still there, because we had to disconnect and reconnect, let us know on Gaming Morning Show. Today's topic is Star Wars High Republic. It is the new thing that's coming out from the old thing, which is Star Wars, figuring things out. What do you want to play? Do you want to play Domination, Sean?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do some domination. That'll be fun.
I'll put on
Coffee's here.
I'll keep Face Off in there too. So all right, so we're back at least out there in the world. Dr. Chick is here as Gaming Morning Show continues. 7:12 West Coast, 10:12 on the East. Coming up, we'll have our list of the day, and then later on the hour we'll have sports. Yesterday we were awesome to have the people who already signed up to do Patreon, which is how we are planning to manage subscription type elements with the show. I just shared it in the chat. It is doing duplication, so I will make sure to try to repair that in between shows. But that's where you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/Gaming Morning Show. I do agree with Pib, who gave me some great advice to make a link tree. So in the future, this will only be a link tree, and you'll have all the things that you need. Discord, Patreon, and such. I am going to work on building our commands, so even if you're on any of the platforms and you do ! whatever, you can access this stuff. So I have some work to do in that regard. But we launched that yesterday, and we are kind enough to have at least 6 people join us on Patreon, and we appreciate that. It's the early adopter tier, and the goal with that is to try to provide something that you can get now that is less than a standard Twitch Tier 1 subscription, but then will also last kind of into perpetuity as much as we can by adding new perks to it as well. So when you subscribe on Patreon, that happens, and something shows up on the stream, like Pib did yesterday, pledging $4 on Patreon in the early adopter tier. So we have that coming up. It is time to play games. Let's see if I can fix this. How we doing? I think we're actually pretty on pace here. Only thing I gotta do is get rid of this, or else Sean's full screen all of a sudden.
Wait, do you want me to share my gameplay?
No, I think we got it. All right, here we go. Ooh, and it's the one where I get to shoot all the glass.
And the basketballs.
And the basket. And the weights if you really want to.
See, I wish the windshields though in the cars would bust open easier.
I wish you could like unlock objectives for like shooting like 100 basketballs. I'd work on that.
Thanks for not taking my glass, Mike.
Yeah, no, I waited. I knew it would open up eventually. Be secure. Be secure.
So we've had feedback from Super saying that this new Star Wars High Republic thing is actually exciting, and that this is something that Super will check out. Anyone else going to make it a point? Like, is this going to become a priority? Because it sounds like, based on what you two told me, that yes, you're interested, you'll definitely check it out, but you're not necessarily like super excited for it. Like, it's not going to be life changing.
I have become more cautious with my Star Wars optimism, and adopted the mindset of Star Wars is fun, and I'm excited for some fun stuff, but not gonna let myself get like heartbroken over the quality of anything Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, Jon Favreau and the other guy, whose name escapes me, did a really great job with The Mandalorian and got, drum up a lot of interest in it. But I was never a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a Marvel guy, so like for me, all the Marvel stuff coming out is where most of my attention will be driven. I can't, and I won't donate or commit to watching hours upon hours of other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't read comic books anymore because I don't have the attention span for it. But yeah, so for me, Marvel's the thing. I mean, I'll watch it, if I have some free time, but it's not going to be a point.
Oh,
You guys traded.
Guy tried to blow me up.
I'm curious, then, Mike, with you being such a Marvel fan, because I have talked to Sean about this either on the show or offline, about WandaVision. Are you excited for WandaVision?
I am.
Okay.
Incredibly excited for that. It sounds like it's gonna be dark and set up a lot of stuff. So I thought it was gonna be some really like cheesy thing, but it sounds like it's going to set up kind of the next little bit of Marvel here, which I think is phenomenal because I mean it makes sense to do, use a TV show to set some of that stuff up. And I can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah, I reached out to someone with Marvel yesterday to try to talk about WandaVision because I mentioned that I have two people who do the show who are super into that kind of stuff, and then someone like me who's a novice, because I remember, I think we were watching Game Awards and that's where it was announced, but wherever it was announced, I remember watching the trailer for it and being as confused as I think I've been about something in a long time because I didn't get it. And so I want to have that conversation with someone who's in the world, right? What is it about this thing that I need to know to fully understand it?
So, from what I understand, it sounds like it's basically in her head, because spoilers in Infinity War and Endgame, Vision obviously dies, so. It sounds like this is going to be in her head, and this is basically her delving kind of into madness, and that's why she has like all of these flashes of these different sitcoms, and that's just kind of her like dealing with the loss of Vision and kind of figuring some of that stuff out. So I think it's going to be really, really intense. And I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, it looks super rad, and so Wanda also has like reality bending and shaping powers.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so there's a chance that like, now I'm on fire. That these visions, for lack of a better word, with Vision,
Yeah.
um, are something that she's like manifesting,
Yeah.
to the point where it's like it becomes the new reality type thing. So I don't know. It'll be crazy and weird. I told Ryan when we talked about it that I'm I'm excited, but like trying to be cautiously optimistic about all the Marvel shows, just because I don't want to go in assuming that they're going to be the quality I would want them to be, just to find out that like, oh, they looked really cool, but
They turned out
fell apart or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's the thing you're gonna run into, I think, with everything at this point is, like Wonder Woman 84. Like it had, honestly, I think had it come out like when it was supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
it may have been a little more well received, as opposed to you waited and waited and waited and waited. And I'm really nervous that Black Widow's gonna fall into that vein as well, because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Like I was so stoked back in May, on May 4th when that was gonna come out, and here we are, 7 months later. And someone was joking because they keep releasing stills for it. They're like, well, at some point you just put all the stills together and figure out what the movie is.
Someone edit this. Ryan, you do dialogue.
Stop motion. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. They've done a really good job with everything, and I think it's funny though how Jon Favreau is like very involved in the, ingrained in the whole story, yet here he is, producing and directing Star Wars.
He's kind of he's just doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I did have to laugh when you did that, Jon Favreau and the other guy. I wonder how long that'll last for that person, whoever that person is, because I clearly don't know either. It reminds me a little bit of like the Ryan Seacrest and Brian Dinkelman,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. At least I know Dinkelman's name, but that was the thing, was like he didn't come back or wasn't invited back, I don't know. And now Ryan Seacrest is like a super megastar. The fourth member of Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child had members?
Oh, jeez. So you're willing to say that they're all forgotten other than Beyonce. Unless that was a compliment to Kelly Rowland and you're just a huge Kelly Rowland stan.
Huge. Beyonce and I share the exact same birthday, down to the year and everything.
Wow.
I've never seen Mike and Beyonce in the same place at the same time. Just saying.
We are the same person. Yeah. These pipes are amazing.
Oh.
This is all camera work.
So I just tried to throw a grenade into that room between B and C because someone was shooting us from up there. I ran toward them, and there were two people coming out of that door that's right below that window. The grenade ricocheted off the back wall of the room, bounced back out, and took the life of the person who murdered me. It could have taken my life easily had I actually been in that spot. It would have been probably my best ever mistakes were made kill in this game. It was something of magic. So I know I share a birthday with Garfield.
With who?
The cat. Garfield.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said, sorry.
The fiction-based cat. Do you have a famous birthday mate, Sean, that you know of?
The closest I have, which is not a true birthday, is Super Mario Brothers released in North America on the exact same day I was born.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're saying that you are Nintendo?
I was literally born to be a gamer.
He's technically Mario. I'm in the same boat as Ryan. I'm a novice in the Marvel DC world. I'm hyped to watch, but at the same time, cautious about the film. That's from Dr. Chick. Yeah, and I think so. Our list after this is going to be the most unnecessary sequels of all time, which is not necessarily in the same vein as High Republic, right? Because this is not a sequel as much as it is as a new franchise or new saga.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find in a quick amount of time that topic of the day. So I pivoted and went with this one, which will still be a lot of fun. And that kind of is that point, is as more sequels show up, people become more and more cautious about how good it could be. So,
And that's the thing. I mean, there are some times where they completely drop the ball, and it's just awful. And you're like, why did you do that? And then there's The Secret of the Ooze, which was amazing. So that's one of the greatest sequels ever made.
The Secret of who?
The Secret of the Ooze, the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Followed by
Secret of the Ooze.
followed by 3.
The third one was awful.
Yeah, the third one's real bad.
That should
I
be
did
on
see it
that
in the
list.
theaters though.
Same.
We didn't have theaters by the time the Turtles were out. We got them eventually, but
I am a Ninja Turtle.
who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Really? What's my name? It's like a law. You have to pick Michelangelo if your name is Mike.
So it must be Leo, I think. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, Donatello. Donatello is my favorite.
No, I said Leo. Because
Yeah,
Donatello
I
is
picked
definitively
Donatello.
the best tournament. So, or
That's
the best,
not- that's
the
not
best
true.
tournament, the best turtle.
The best
Donatello isn't a pizza aficionado. Facts.
I smoked the wrong side. That's a bummer.
Well, darn it.
Hey, it's Digital Doc Games saying, "Oh, look, it's Mike O."
Hey, I'm
Proof.
alive.
Proof he's still there. I did like how you sent what is everyone for the most part knows you can manipulate the clock on the PC to give proof. I like that is probably the easiest thing to manipulate.
Well, that's the only thing I could figure out that had a time and a date on it.
That's Gaming Morning Show. 7:26 West Coast time, 10:26 on the East Coast on the revamped, rebooted Gaming Morning Show, but enabling me to actually play games with my co-host, which is super fun. Sean in the upper left. Look, it's Maiko in the bottom left, and I am Ryan. You can follow us on the Twitter at all these locations. So I really didn't mention it yet, but you can see in the middle of your screen, Justin Allegri will join us on Thursday. One of 2 guests we have scheduled. I'm announced Friday's guest tomorrow because I am super excited about our guest on Friday.
It's not me.
But Justin is the play-by-play voice of San Jose State football and men's basketball. I met him whilst doing wood bat baseball in the Pacific Northwest, which is college-level baseball that they play in the summertime. The Bellingham Bells, which, by the way, if you ever do get to the Pacific Northwest, try to get to Bellingham, Washington. It's a pretty legit place. But he is also the voice of the Inside the Show part of MLB The Show on PlayStation. So he's going to join us on Thursday and talk about his moments in the baseball world. So computer acting up, restarting PC. Hey, that's weird. Digital Doc. Imagine having to restart things this morning. That's crazy.
It's almost like it's Tuesday.
Maybe it is Tuesday, January 5th, and maybe it's time to restart everything on a Tuesday. We are asking about that Star Wars High Republic. It was trending on Twitter, so we're just trying to get your take on, are you excited about it? There was a whole bunch of stuff, like a trailer and debut of a YouTube show, and there were comics and a whole bunch of stuff. So that's all coming up from Star Wars. We should probably find a rating system at some point on this show, so then I can look at you two and say, what's our definitive rating, so that you can all be like, 4 mispronunciations or something. I don't know what that rating system is yet. I'm going to pay off that Microsoft Flight Simulator story here in a moment. Also, will tell you what Roku might be picking up, according to some reports. A whole bunch of old content that maybe wasn't expected to be available. This is from flavorwire.com. It is from 11, so this could definitely change. Be mindful of anything you think of in the last 10 years that should be on this list. But is the 10 most unnecessary film sequels of all time. Jason Bailey wrote the piece. First couple paragraphs. Well, boys and girls, it's Scream 4 Day. And while we're sort of excited to catch up with Sydney, Dewey, and Gale Weathers, we've got to ask, was this really a sequel that anyone was pining for? I think there's some irony in that opening sentence, because aren't they making like Scream 9 or something now?
864.
Isn't it like a soft reboot?
But Nev Campbell is back.
Revamp it, but I think it's in the same universe, but I think they're trying to like revamp.
Start it over.
Yeah.
They're going to put the genie back in the bottle.
I am not up on my Scream lore.
Let's go to Screen Expert. Here's Lucas Michael. All right, back to me. Terminator 3 is the first on this list. It was the follow-up to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Can I tell you the truth? I never watched any of the Terminator movies, but here's what I do remember. Shocker. But here's what I do remember. For some reason, I actually didn't realize, I was a kid, right, that Terminator 2 wasn't the first Terminator movie. Which doesn't make any sense, clearly, right? But just go with me down this logic. Apparently, Terminator 2 is so good that, like, it is the one that people think about when thinking about Terminator, correct?
That's unfortunately accurate. 'Cause
Okay.
the first one was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Naked Arnold. I mean, it was wonderful.
But, like, Terminator 2 was just, like, next level, right?
And
Yeah.
I think it helps how well it can stand alone on its own. But I think the percentage of people that have seen Terminator 2 before Terminator 1 is bigger than for any other franchise, if that makes sense. Like it is.
I would agree with that.
Yep, it is the franchise that people don't necessarily see the first one first, because the second one is just that good.
Fun fact, it was the first rated R movie I saw in a theater.
How old were you?
I don't know.
Where were your parents?
So a friend of mine's mom told them we were going to see like Bambi or something, and then we went to see Terminator 2.
Speaking of Bambi, we were watching this. It was a weekend, and I was working IRL, and on Saturdays I work a lot because I have this show and all these other things during the weekday, so I make up a lot of that time on Saturday. And I come in to get coffee, and the kids are watching Bambi for the first time. As a parent, you kind of want to be there for the first Bambi viewing, because potentially they're going to need, someone to cry on, right? So I tell my wife, I'm like, text me when they get to this part. Because also, the Bambi hunter scene doesn't happen in the very beginning. It's very well into the movie. It's like the middle section. And I didn't remember that, to be honest, but I was like, okay, here's your cue. Text me when you get to this part. So I go out there so I can be part of their first Bambi experience. Mama gets shot off screen. Bambi's running around like, Mama, we made it. Kids are fine. Ice cold. What is wrong with my children?
At least they didn't go full on cycle, and they're like rooting for the hunter. They're like, yeah, get her,
man,
Get her.
man,
Yeah.
man. Oh
Finally.
my gosh!
Morning,
Right? How long is it gonna take Bambi's mom to get shot? Seriously, I was shocked. So then my sister, for some reason, had texted me in that exact same moment and said, "Hey, we're shopping for Christmas gifts. What do your kids want?" I'm like, "Can you find them some emotion?" Oh my
some
gosh!
rifles.
It was
Like,
brutal.
yeah, let's
No,
go get Bambi's
don't
mom.
give them any hunting rifles. Cold. Good morning, Pib. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. Appreciate you being here. Pib, one of our first Patreons. Thank you so much for doing that. Copia as well. Thank you so much. I see you in the chat as well. Good morning on Gaming Morning Show. We're asking you, or showing you rather, telling you about these top 10 most unnecessary film sequels of all time. Terminator 3 did make the list. The next one was Speed 2 Cruise Control. And I have a little bit of an issue with this. Now, Sean and I have already talked pre-Mike O, that Speed might be the most perfect movie ever. In fact, there's going to be an episode of the show where that is the topic of the day. But Speed had to have a sequel, right? It was so good that they had to have some sort of sequel. They just botched the sequel. So I don't know if it was
Very,
unnecessary
very
as
bad.
much as bad.
I think
It
I
was-
think
yeah.
they needed to pull the shoot as soon as they could and get Keanu back.
Yeah,
Like,
I would
never
agree.
mind. Let's just not worry about it.
The Jason Patrick guy just isn't.
Did
he's
he ever
not-
do
yeah.
more?
More speed movies? Probably.
Speed 420.
I feel like I've seen him in a couple of things, like Hallmark movie-ish kind of stuff, like straight to DVD stuff. I don't know if he's ever done like major motion pictures, but yeah, no, like Sean said, once you can't replace Keanu with Jason Patrick, and then expect anything good to come of it.
There was also something about that the script for Speed 2 was actually designed for something else. I think it was maybe like a Die Hard sequel, and then they didn't end up making it, so they used it for the Speed script. So you can look that one up, but I think that had something to do with it. Dumb and Dumberer, Son of the Mask, and Evan Almighty are all roped into one, basically saying they really tried hard to follow up a Jim Carrey movie without Jim Carrey. Copia, that's not a bad.
Evan Almighty
bad suggestion.
wasn't terrible, but
Of those three, that was the best for sure.
yeah, hands down.
Well,
Dumb
and
and
that's probably a
Dumberer
Steve
was
Carell
awful.
credit too, because Steve
Oh, yeah.
can carry a
He's
lot of
a-
things.
Yeah.
The lesson, as it's written here by the author, in order to make a sequel to a Jim Carrey vehicle, you have to get Jim Carrey. I mean, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls could have been on this list had they not secured Jim Carrey again.
I mean, even with Jim Carrey, that could probably be unlocked.
Yeah, Copia, I'm thinking Grease 2 could be on this list for sure. That's like doing a sequel called The Number 24. I agree with that. Jim Carrey doesn't always need a sequel. Yeah, and that goes back to the Speed one too. Like, that movie was good. You had to have a sequel, but not without Keanu. I agree with you, Sean, for sure.
And he was initially supposed to reprise his role, and he decided not to commit just before filming.
Wasn't that something to do with The Matrix too?
I think so.
The Matrix
I
also.
think the dates were rough together.
Good morning, Daysonix, into Good Gaming Morning Show. What was that?
Left with the choice of a terrible Speed sequel and Matrix. It became the proper choice.
I don't know if he made the right decision. Yeah, I don't. Not sure.
The next one is Blues Brothers 2000. I have no input on this whatsoever because
You haven't
I've
seen
never
it.
seen the Blues Brothers. So
That's. I haven't seen the first one, and I surely didn't watch the second one.
Sean's
so-
gonna say every time, that's weird. That's just so surprising. Ryan's
So
not
like-
seen a movie. Shocker. Hey, Kiki's back. Welcome back from your meetings. We're telling you about the top 10 unnecessary sequels. The next one was Ghostbusters 2. I have seen Ghostbusters. They did assemble everyone back from the cast from Ghostbusters to Ghostbusters 2. You figured it would have worked, but it turns out it wasn't meant to be. The jokes were a shadow of the original's Hope and Crosby wit, the plot was dopey, and the climax was painfully obvious attempt to recreate the famous Stay Puft Marshmallow Man sequence with the Statue of Liberty in its place. I think that's fair.
I thought it was neat, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, they definitely did not recreate the magic of the first one. It's very obvious how they tried to recreate the magic, and it fell flat. I enjoy it, but I also saw it at a young enough age that it's just fun because I remember watching it as a kid, even though I can, objectively look at it and be like, this isn't a great movie.
This one may be slightly relevant because it was George Lucas's movie. 1973's hit American Graffiti was followed up with more American Graffiti. This is the Justin author's writing. George Lucas's 1973 hit American Graffiti ended with title cards, giving away the fate of its four primary characters, which might not eliminate the desire for or suspense of a follow-up. Solution: make the movie anyway. I could actually hear that from like a studio executive. Make it anyway! So, Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2 was an unnecessary follow-up. I did watch the Blair Witch Project in the theater. It's a bold move for me.
Yeah, I was not.
Was that the last scary movie you saw?
In the theater, certainly, yes. It wasn't actually that scary, to be honest.
No, not really. I imagine in the theater it probably had a little bit more like intense.
The house we lived in at the time had one of those stacked stone basements. So I hated having to go. After I watched that movie, I'd like slowly walk downstairs with like the brightest flashlight that I could find. And one day the light didn't turn on when I flipped the switch, and I was like, "Yeah, no." My mom was like, "Can you go?" And I was like,
Nope.
And I was
over.
like 18, so I was like, "No, not going downstairs."
And the last on this list is The Godfather Part 3. Again, I allow you to comment on this as I have never seen any of the Godfathers. So, yeah.
I'm excited to launch our monthly movie podcast where we just talk about movies all the time.
With Ryan.
Just sit on
Ryan,
the
what
side.
did you think?
It was great! I'll be like that Weatherman character from Family Guy. Let's go to, I think, Ollie. Let's go to Ollie with the weather. Ollie, what's the weather like? It's raining! All right, cool. Thank you.
Space weather.
Godfather Part 3, I feel like I wouldn't say it's unnecessary. It's, in my opinion, the worst of the three. It's not a great movie, but I feel like it was necessary in some ways because it did round out the trilogy and kind of put a bow on some things. Not in a great way. Could have been better, but I wouldn't label it as unnecessary.
Better than Speed 2.
Well, and apparently, according to chat, Pib has also chimed in with Grease 2 was unnecessary. I never watched
absolutely.
Grease 2. Wasn't it Michelle Pfeiffer who got Grease 2? The follow-up to...
I think so.
Yeah,
think
I've
it
never
was.
seen Grease 2 either.
Yeah.
My mom loves Grease. It's one of her favorite movies, so I've seen that a million times, but I've never seen Grease 2.
I remember Grease, watching that as a kid, and then realizing around junior high or high school that movie was not something designed for kids. Listen to the lyrics for Grease Lightning. Damn. Let's see. Computer was acting up for Digital Doc. Hopefully you're back. And Terminator 2 is the one, according to Copia. Pib joined us then and talked about Grease 2 with Copia. Mike, good morning, guys. So Dace next saying hi to you. Look, it's Mike O. Meeting's done. Kiki is back and apparently smells good. What? Copia, hope
Fresh,
you're okay.
clean laundry.
Kopi saying it wasn't the worst sequel, but was nowhere near the best. Kopi, I don't believe you about Kiki's smell. Dr. Chick, my clothes smell like fresh chicken adobo. That's not a bad smell to have your clothes smell like. I walked into Sean's house one day wearing, you may have noticed, I wear a purple sweater quite a bit, a purple zip-up quite a bit on the show because it makes me happy. I walked into your house, and you guys had finished cooking everything. I came home. It smelled like bacon or sausage or something like that. And you hadn't cooked anything while I was there. It's like
lingers.
certain smells just like permeate fabric. It's ridiculous. Days next. Here's the thing. I said Blair Witch was not scary. I didn't say it wasn't a good movie. I did actually like the movie, and I liked the concept for it for sure. I also love the fact that it caught everybody off guard. Like that was so cool. Low budget film.
It was like 50,000 to make.
Yeah.
And it grossed like 40 million or some ridiculous
That's
number.
nuts.
It was the first like big found footage film, right?
Mhm.
I,
Yeah.
I can't say with any certainty that it was the first one, but it was like the first
Big.
widely released one, right?
Copia said, my sister tried to convince me that it was based on a witch in the woods near my house. I boiled her Furby in response. You boiled a Furby? What happened when you boiled the Furby?
Copia, how did you feel when Bambi's mother died? Is this what Ryan has to look forward to in like 2 or 3 years?
So I didn't believe her. She used to annoy me with her Furby, so I put it in a pan and boiled it. It just melted, I assume, right? But you know what happened probably? Its voice box remained.
Oh gosh, you're probably right.
Those things would last. We had someone had gotten us for Christmas like decoration on the tree, an ornament that was this like polar bear looking thing. I think it even had like maybe an angel's halo, but the eyes were beet red. And so when you would push its little voice box, it would say something. All I ever heard was, "I'm evil." And so my sister and I took the voice box out of it, and the thing still worked after we destroyed it for a little bit. I'm guessing it was just one of those things where it's like leftover electricity.
If you ever want to be really creeped out, I'll find it and maybe take a video of it. I'll have to unpack some stuff. But my in-laws got my daughter an Elsa singing ornament, and we never changed the battery. So over time, it slows down. And this year we played it, and it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, Elsa's putting a curse on us. So yeah, it's terrible.
To loop the saga, the batteries melted into the plastic back, and the eyes and beak melted slightly, but my mom found it and took it off before it could be finished off completely. But I was sad when Bambi's mom died.
That's good.
Copia. Oh my gosh, we just had our highlight of the show this morning. Nice work, my
This whole
friend.
story is terrifying.
Well, and so the Bambi thing came up, if you missed that, because I was so excited to share, Bambi for the first time with my kids, because you're there to comfort them when the bad thing happens. And I go out there, and they're like, "Oh, no, we're cool. Bambi's mom died. It was sad." Okay. Can I tell you a secret, too? Every time we play this game on Domination, and we capture a neutral position, it pops up and says neutral position captured, and all I ever see every time that pops up is neutral zone infraction. Because I just think of football. I'm like, what's a neutral zone infraction in Call of Duty? Dave, you think you know somebody, and Copia turns out to be a Furby murderer. Now, it wouldn't even. You're not even a Furby murderer. You're a Furby serial killer in that case.
Yeah, that's like Jeffrey Dahmer level.
That's a great story, Copia. I hope you keep that one for life. Like that could be a great headline or like opening for your motivational speech. Don't be the melted Furby, right? So you open up the thing, it's like, and so my sister tried to convince me of this, and I started to melt her Furby in a pan. Hi, I'm Copia, and I'm here to tell you about. It's called the hook.
Here's why you shouldn't be ninja hero. Because they will boil your Furby.
We're gonna have to make boiled Furby shirts. Mike, jot that down. Oh, hey, if you weren't here for the birthday segment, happy birthday to Whams!
Wags.
Happy
birthday, Wags.
Happy birthday to Wags! Copia loves
You got
animals
this
for
Christmas
whatever.
on the mind. It's fine.
Oh, last Christmas.
No, this is whatever Christmas.
It was last Christmas. Last Christmas.
Which Christmas do you like more? I don't know.
This Christmas, I finally reached the top of the UK charts. It was on the anniversary of George Michael's death. But I didn't melt a Furby, so everything's okay. Could you imagine melting your sister's Furby? Oh yes, we gotta make Copia a melting Furby emote for Discord now. I remember reading all the different ways to kill a Furby, so I tried one. You want a secret,
Wow.
Copia? Look at me, Copia. Bring it on in here, okay? The truth is, you can't kill a Furby.
They're evil. It's the incarnate of evil.
You can't kill things that are already dead.
Was it Furby's the thing they're like you can't have in government buildings because they kept repeating secrets?
I mean, I can see that. That's plausible for sure.
I feel like they were banned because they were like recording government secrets and like saying it.
Pib, y'all, he did research. It was premeditated. There's no way I can get you off in the court of law now. Come on.
It's first degree ferbicide.
Ferbicide. I don't think I have plans this weekend, but I'll wait till Thursday and see if I can do a cooking stream. Ooh, a Dr. Chick cooking stream. What are you cooking? Adobo with a side of Furby? I mean, I think Kopi has the recipe. AJ, you're being charged with firm-degree murder. Oh my gosh. Oh. Chat, you get moment of the day. I got kaboomed. Pib is out. Pib, if you want, I'll refund you the Patreon. No problem. I'd run as far away from you as you can from our murder stream. I just picture Copia putting it in the pan and being like, I'm going to melt this Furby with a side of Chianti.
We had a lot of announcements yesterday. We have one more. It's the Cooking with Copia, where Copia's gonna cook other toys, and we're gonna see how they taste.
So there was that one channel, Copia, called like Will It Blend? You could do one where you put anything random in a pot and be like, will it boil?
Will it boil? Cooking with Copia. Will it boil?
Copia just looks straight at us and is like, oh, Ryan, anything can boil.
And today, we put the Potato Head family in this pot. See what happens.
Why does that have to be the whole family?
Well, you can't have anyone to tell on you.
No witnesses. Yes.
Firm degree murder. Oh my god, it's so good.
You guys broke Ryan.
Firm degree murder.
Well, it was nice to have Copia on the show.
That's so good, AJ. I'm so
Copia will
happy.
never come back.
I'm never quitting streaming because this is way too much fun.
Can you guys see Copia's stream yet? No, why? I think we're banned.
AJ, good timing too, because AJ with the host. Thank you so much for doing that on Twitch. We appreciate it very much. Oh my gosh. I am so happy too. This is one of my favorite part about doing community-based streams as opposed to what I used to do straight up, just talk radio where you're talking to yourself for so long. Is we got to boiled Furby from unnecessary sequels. The tangentality, which by the way I just said tangentality, so I really hope that that's close to a word.
No, you're sure.
On this this type of platform is amazing. I just totally robbed your kill, Sean.
That's all good. You saved my life, probably.
Well, no, you were going for that guy, and I just yoinked. Sniper. Real AJ, well, I guess we know what will be the highlight of today's stream. Firm degree murder with Copia and Gaming Morning Show. Hey, don't bring GMS into this, okay? We didn't boil any Furbies.
Yet.
Yet. For the content!
Mike, what are you streaming tonight? Well, I've got a pot set up. Seeing what Copia was doing.
Copia, you don't have, for some reason, a photo of this, right? Like, I realize that I suspect this was before everyone had a camera phone, right? And so, because if my kids had done that, I would have immediately walked in and been like, what the hell are you doing? And then, like, looked away and started snickering. They're melting a Furby! And then, like, looked back and like, you gotta stop this. This is bad behavior. And then, like, grab my phone and be like, look what they did. This is hilarious. No.
So that is hands down the hardest part of parenting is like when your kids do something really funny, you're supposed to like discipline them, but you're like, they said that. They're good. Like my daughter one day used the F word in perfect context, and I was like low key proud, but I was like, you can't say that, and I was like, she said it perfectly.
So proud.
Like, how did she? Like, wow.
Wasn't there like a show like 10 Ways to Catch a Murderer or something like that? No, I think it was like X amount of ways to murder or something. We can have
how to get away with murder?
Yeah. We'll have a Copia book. 10 Ways to Kill a Furby. He's suggesting we now make our show. Oh no, that's AJ suggesting we make our show Furbuary for next month and do Furbuary focused things like melting Furbies. Where is this person? Does someone have a sentry gun or something?
Nope.
Someone's firing like they do.
There's a attack. I have a sentry gun now. There's that plane, the helicopter up ahead. Oh, that's not good.
Just gonna lay down like I'm already deceased. They'll never catch me.
Oh, that's just fire that I walked through.
Can't jump on the sign. There we go.
Ah, snipers. I just spat Pepsi everywhere. We're losing them. We're losing them. If we knew Copia's sister, we'd do the same. That's going to be our first thing, Copia. We're going to invite your sister onto the stream to be a guest. You know, we can find some sort of premise for why, you know, she has to come on, and then be like, "Hey, we heard you liked Furbies."
Oh.
Mike is not down with this idea.
Like
all right, Gaming Morning Show continues 7:56. Oh my gosh, one of the best hours we've had to date. Thank you so much, Copia, for bringing the melted Furby story to GMS. Sean, top left. Look, it's Mike O. Bottom left. I am Ryan. It is time for sports.
Oh yeah, we have segments to do.
In sports, the Los Angeles Lakers lost when Anthony Davis tripped over a melted Furby that was left on the court. No one knows who put the Furby there.
I was following you for a second. I was like, what did he trip over? And they said melted Furby.
I was actually breaking news to Mike-O. Like, what? There's no way this happened. Yeah, I will give you the sports. I do want to tell you about the flight simulator because I've teased that a couple of times and have just paid it off. This is from Mariella Moon of Engadget. So apparently, this is what I think is really cool. And maybe this is just because I'm a VR newbie. But Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've played it like 20 years ago. Okay, it was probably on Windows 95 for all I remember. But it was really cool. It was neat to be able to pretend that you're in the jet and you flip the switches and stuff like that. That's all well and cool. But apparently there's a live weather feature in Flight Simulator. Have you ever heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
You have? You knew about this?
Yeah, I read all kinds of stuff about Flight Simulator when it came out because it was fascinating.
Yeah, this is the newest. So this is new to this edition, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically the idea is when you're flying over virtual landscapes, it becomes even more realistic because they take what the weather is in the area that you're going to, and it's legitimately like real. So if it's supposed to be snowy, you'll see snowy mountains and powdery trees and different, floating ice sheets, etc., right? So then I imagine like the whole flying component of the flight simulator becomes more challenging and all this stuff. But here's the thing. Apparently they offer it in VR. like that is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Because I really want to play the Star Wars Squadrons game to do the dogfighting in VR. I don't know if it's on Oculus because I can't find it in the store. But like, if I can get Flight Simulator for my Oculus, like I am on board 1,000%. 1,000%. Back to sports. Jacksonville fired Doug Marrone, no longer the coach of the Jaguars. There were numerous firings yesterday. Anthony Lynn's out in Los Angeles with the Chargers. John Elway is taking a step down, will no longer be the general manager of the Broncos, will only be the president of football operations, and they will hire a GM, the first that they've had since Elway took over that role in 2011. NBA is adopting a tougher policy regarding masks, telling teams Monday that players on the active roster will have to wear face coverings in the bench area until they enter games. That is according to the Associated Press. And the American Hockey League will go ahead with 28 teams this season, announcing Monday that 3 have opted out of playing because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And last but not least, everything will be centered around Mike O come March. March Madness will be a one-site place. They're going to play in Indianapolis for the entire thing. All 67 games of it will be played entirely in Indianapolis. Not Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
Yes, they're going to be spread out though between Indy. Then there will be some in Bloomington and some up in West Lafayette at Purdue and IU. So
yeah, true.
No, people here are like losing their minds.
I bet.
So.
It's nuts. So coming up later on Gaming Morning Show, 5 questions with Copia's sister. If you lose, we kill all the Furbies. The 5 questions is not a win or loss game, real AJ. Okay, it's very much mellow than that. We melt your Furbies no matter what happens.
Right, together too much.
That's awesome. Digital Doc's got a new guest. Shout out Doc. You can find Digital Doc Games on Twitch. YouTube is also a very important place to bookmark for Digital Doc Games. They have a new future guest coming up, and excited about that. I do have one more shout out to give. That was because Pib was in here for most of the 7 o'clock hour. So shout out Pib. Music Mondays impromptu yesterday and streamed Sports Doc Games. Able to check it out. Sports Doc Gaming.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I wish I could have stayed for the whole thing, but then my kids started losing it, and I had to be a parent.
Happens to the best of us.
They ruined everything.
Did you put Bambi on? That would have occupied them.
I think they've seen. I think they've seen Bambi, and I don't remember what their reactions were.
Did they cheer?
I know they were.
Finally.
They didn't like it.
Man. Well, and that actually was more of a worry that I had, was they were going to find the movie boring and not even get to the Hunter part. No, they love the movie. Then mom's dead and nobody cares. So, whatever. All right, coming up next hour, Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews. We'll tell you what Roku is likely going to be bringing to its platform. We'll also have community games as well. It's all coming up on Gaming Morning Show, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Thanks for being with us on Tuesday, January 5th, 2020. Back in a bit. Morning Gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. This was an old radio habit. The all-new gamingmorningshow.tv, because when it's new, we need to let you know. But you can check it out. We revamped it a couple of days ago following the announcement yesterday of our 2021 plans. Now the next step is to let you know when our first community night's going to be, when GMS After Dark happens for the first time post 2021 plans. We have exciting news still to share, so don't feel like we, gave you everything yesterday. We gave you a lot, but not everything. Look, it's Mike O, bottom left, MNF Pod on Twitter. It is the month of January, and that means season 3 of Monsters and Friends Pod is coming out. Tell us more about that, my friend.
So this month, starting next week, we are going to be releasing episodes bi-weekly yet again. We are on the back end or the middle end or some sort of end of a North American tour, namely in the United States, where we go from state to state in order to find some of the lesser known cryptids, legends, and lore that exist out in the world. So a lot of folks know Bigfoot and Nessie and so on and so forth. We're looking for the people or the creatures, the places, the stories that maybe aren't as widely known. So we're talking about things like bat squatch or sheep squatch or octo squatch. There's a lot of squatches. It's a drowning squatch. But yeah, we're just trying to shed some light on some of the smaller legends and lore that exist throughout the world, and namely the United States. Furb squatch. Well, there used to be a furb squatch till it got boiled.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll be releasing bi-weekly starting next week.
I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I was going to wait till next week because I wanted to build it without doing it on the fly. But because I am so proud of what we accomplished because of the Furby story last hour, we will debut the premiere of Clip of the Day at the end of each show starting today. Because there's such gold that came from that last hour. It was 8:10 on the West Coast, 11:10 on the East Coast, and 4:10 for our friends in the UK watching Gaming Morning Show in the afternoon. That's got to get a rock riff going with that. Sean, otherwise known as Sports.Gaming, what were you holding there during the break? What's that thing right next to you? What do you got there?
This is my water bottle. I had to turn it the right way because one side has my in real life business.
Sean works for Hydro Flask, just so you know, not a sponsor.
Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of. It looks a lot like a water bottle, except like if your water bottle was a musical instrument. Look what it is! The best part that I found out, because again, I don't know anything about music, is apparently that thing can plug straight into his audio board. Is that plugged in right now, or is that off your mic?
No, it's just off.
Okay.
It turns out when you primarily play an acoustic guitar, you misplace your guitar chords.
Can you play Wonderwall?
No. Your eyes tell the stories of a day you wish you could recover moments that once have. Retract the footsteps that brought us to this favor. I wouldn't ask this of you. Good eye sniper, I shoot. You run the words you scribbled on the walls, the loss of friends you didn't have. I'll call you when the time is right. I'm having a hard time because I have nowhere to go for the guitar. What do you guys want to hear?
Wonderwall. Smoke on the Water.
I was playing some Metallica earlier. Did you hear that, Mike? You look like
I missed it. I wasn't fully listening. I had my headset off.
Yeah, on Copia's stream earlier, we were talking a lot about Foo Fighters. Can you Monkey Wrench or Pretender?
No.
So basically, why don't you tell us what you could play?
I just wanted to hear and say Wonderwall again.
Play Wonderwall. Ooh, guitarist morning show. I just hope y'all understand. This is why we call Sean basically #expert of everything, because this guy can play the guitar, doctor, can cook, fixes houses, is a dad. You know, just your normal type of stuff. So
We're tuning Wednesdays. No.
all right, just give us your best shot here to open up our 8 o'clock.
Oh, am I still playing?
Hit me with your best shot. What's a dadgad?
Broke the silence when he asked what's wrong, and I was so surprised. He spoke at all that I told him everything. And 2 months later, and there's no word, but I'm used to it. It's happened before, not just with him, with everyone. We used to paint this city alive, but now we're just some strangers who say everything's alright, when nothing could be more of a lie. Tonight, you won't understand. Could you understand? I can hear the disappointment in his voice, but it's not my fault, it's just my choice, and maybe that's half the problem. Those stupid nights where we'd stay up late are now just nights we try to recreate, and that's all they are, imposters. We used to paint this city alive, but now we're just some strangers who say everything's alright, but nothing could be more of a lie. Tonight, you won't understand. Could you understand?
Let's freaking go, Sean. Come on. Come on. If you don't like that, unlock the box where you keep your joy.
I had to change a lyric on the fly because it has a bad word.
Oh, it's right. I was playing music, I think, before we were on the air. I'm not 100% sure. And this is, I swear, from the stream beats that we play from Harris Heller. And it just dropped a big ol' F-bomb. I'm like, what the hell? But
Every once in a while it does it.
Well, we still have the same problem with Call of Duty, too. Because, I don't know how you turn that off, but...
Not play as Frank Woods.
Oh,
maybe.
Copia, we could have been such good friends, my man. Oh, we could have been such good friends. And then you had to bring up the Canucks. I'm not doing that with you. Come on now. Come on. That was good, Sean. Thank you for doing that.
That was pretty amazing.
Thank you. My fingers are sore. I haven't played since. I probably haven't played most of this year because when COVID hit, we started all of our renovation projects at the old house, and then we moved, and then we've been crazy busy. I have not played this year, so
Just want y'all to go down this tunnel with me, right? We've told you, Sean and I are brothers-in-law. Imagine marrying me, and then your sister marries the doctor, who can play the guitar, who can cook, and fix all the things. But he's a good friend of mine, and I love him.
radio voice.
Okay,
I don't have.
I have a voice. There you go. That's what I give you. Hey Gonzo, I saw that you were watching. I didn't know if you had a chance to stop in. So thanks for saying something in the chat. We appreciate that. The consensus is that in addition to GMS After Dark, which is definitely in our plans, no doc digital doc games asks, are we having a gaming afternoon show soon? Which I do remember. Was it him that had posted that on? Yeah, needed it for the whole day.
Yep.
No, it's just that the gaming morning show is actually in the afternoon in the UK, so that's why we have our screaming, rip-roaring guitar riff. 8:18, West Coast, 11:18 on the East, but it's 4:18, so gaming morning show in the afternoon. But we have GMS After Dark planned. We have some playthroughs with Sean, of course, coming through as well, and then we'll have our community nights, and then I'll put Sean full screen on the camera. Sorry about that. Hi, just waved to everyone. You're big and... All right, there you go.
I'm big.
Thank
you for the
You're a
quick
big boy.
chat. I would like to play more. So at some point, when I Nintendo's so close.
If
I would like to play more in the future. So we will do more music-based stuff at some point.
yeah, sorry Nintendo, and the bad news, you won't be able to watch it on the VOD because we're burning it for DMCA reasons. No, I'm just kidding. Nintendo's here. Kakuri, thanks for showing up as well. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Kakuri followed us yesterday on Twitch, which you can do as well. We certainly appreciate it. If you miss any of our shows, you can always find us on YouTube. We are continuing to try to build out our YouTube base, of course, and you can do so by finding us on YouTube by searching Gaming Morning Show. All right, we got community games after this game. We're going to play some Photo Complete today, and then we're going to tell you about Roku buying all the Quibi shows. And now you might be asking yourself, hey, have I seen a Quibi show? And the answer is probably not, which is why Quibi is selling all of its shows. I do find it interesting, though, because I think Quibi actually had quite a few
Shows.
like a few big name shows. Yeah, for sure. Like they put their best effort into it, and they put their top dollar into it too. So Pip saying, I love music stuff. Oh, no doubt. We love your music stuff.
No doubt.
No confirmation whether Pib was part of No Doubt or not. So,
Little me.
Pib, I'll let you speak for yourself. Were you part of No Doubt? I don't want to, just start, saying no's and then it ends up being a yes. I got him. It was worth being sniped. Well, and the cool part yesterday when Sports.Gaming tuned in to Pib's stream was Pib was playing originals.
Oh, it was great. I enjoyed every part of it.
I'm gonna have to watch the VOD a bit. While it wasn't a job, back in the day I was part of a punk band, which is very funny because I am the least punk-looking or acting individual on the planet. But I was the frontman for a punk band that we, in all of our juvenile awesomeness, had named Your Mom. Because we really wanted to be able to say, like, hey, you can come to the club tonight and see your mom. We thought it was really funny.
It is funny, that's
We played 2 shows, and then that was all.
I love it. I love it.
Who'd you play with? Your mom?
Yeah. You guys ever see your mom? Your mom was in the club last night.
The good thing is Mike actually laughed like that. That was authentic, recreation of the laughter. That was sad. Your mom.
We just played covers. We didn't play any like actual music, like original.
Not actual music.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Culty's a big fan of yours.
I mean.
Oh, right on the screen. Oh, the violence in these games. What was that?
Oh, there were two of them. Yeah, I need to. I need to
Got it going on.
my list of originals to play, because I'll play a bunch of covers. I actually love playing covers, but I have a bunch of originals that, if I can remember how to play them, I'd love to play on stream sometime.
Oh, kitty person shot me.
Caldy's still in his punk band phase. I mean, listen, if punk band is like the cousin of alternative still, like I pretty much only listen to alternative music when I listen to music, so
I really enjoy listening to like punk and screamo in the car with my kids, because they're like, I imagine it's how I felt like when my parents listened to like Simon and Garfunkel and Neil Diamond. You know, they're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You know, it's like singing like Story of the Year, and the kids are like, "What are you listening to?" Like, this is good music. Until the day I die. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Pib can totally relate to you. Apparently, yesterday she had to relearn all of her stuff as well.
Yep. No, it's the worst, because when you write something, or you have like a good idea musically, you're like, oh, this is amazing, I'm never gonna forget this, and you put it down, and like a day later you're like, what were those chords? Like, I was onto something.
Well, yeah, and even in Copia's stream, and again, you both being probably more either musically inclined or at least more in tuned to music, like there was even the topic of songs or bands that you just can't listen to anymore too, because they bring you too much trauma, or bad things happened and that song reminds you of that. I mean, music is super powerful.
So a lot of times when people are like, "Oh, what's your religion?" I like to say music, because for me, like, I feel that that's like, it's the sound of the world, you know what I mean? Like, I fully believe that if you listen, you can find a song for like literally every moment of every day. And I used to, when I had my iPod, I had like 1 million songs on it, and you would just let it play through, and it always seemed to kind of catch the moment right. Now it's just like Spotify does great at doing that, where you listen to random stuff and you're like, yeah, like that totally gets in there.
Music's the best.
It's the biz, man.
I self-produced 2 full-length albums, and then 2 shorter like EPs. One was a 5-song EP. One was like a 7-song EP. Are those gonna be Patreon perks? They're real bad. They're from like the first one was 2003, and then the last one was 2006.
Private concert.
Yeah, we have Digital Doc talking about music can transport you to an old memory. A lot of why I'm interested in music also crosses into video games in that way. And that's why I like, too, like, if you ever watch Nintendo Nerd stream, which, by the way, hey, tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time, it's a Nintendo Nerd stream. Nintendo always has soundtracks on and can talk to you a little bit about them, or why they're preferable, but also why they're memorable, too. And seems to always recall other soundtracks other than the one that's being played at the time, which is really fun, because, again, I'm a pretty much music novice, so that sparks my curiosity on all this stuff. But even asking Pib yesterday, like, hey, Pib, could we maybe play some of your music on our stream? So, maybe we'll be seeing more of the community originals on Gaming Morning Show.
If anyone wants to write an original theme song for the Monsters and Friends podcast, let me know.
Gotcha. It's Monsters and Friends!
There's
Monsters!
a-
Okay, anyone other than me?
There's a
Is that what you're
feel
saying?
to it. There's a certain feel that it conveys.
Get your
But yeah.
monsters, get your friends. It's time for the Monsters and Friends podcast.
Obviously, somebody's never listened to the podcast.
Feel the rhythm, feel the lore. Monsters and Friends is loose. I just got sued.
By Mike.
The papers will be there later.
Ooh, Copia's dream is to create soundtracks for films and games.
Oh my god.
I support your dream.
Copia, did you ever want to become famous? You should talk to KL Jafar.
Oh, like what timing, right?
Ban hammer.
If you want to be famous, let him know. Let him know if you want to be famous. It's important.
Oh, that's an airplane thing. There's a helicopter.
Copia already submitted interest. Make sure you send them Copia a couple of 100 or 200 pounds, something like that. It's important because if you really want to be famous, you always got to send the random spam bot money first. Okay?
Yeah.
If you could just do that. Yeah, and we also do frequently have space for a fourth. So if you, the more difficult part of the show's time is people being available to play games at this time of the morning. So if you, or in the afternoon as it is in the UK. So if you ever want to join us and play, we of course primarily play COD because somebody's a hater. Not gonna name any names, but it's in the top left.
I saw Dr. Chick yesterday was looking for a third for the kill race, and I was tempted to be like, yeah, I'll try, but unless you actually want to like do competitively. If it was like a death race, I would probably be pretty money.
Well, the best part is Kiki Cup, which, by the way, check out Kiki Low on Twitter, Kiki Low Live, and then, of course, on Twitch, Kiki Low. January 31st, Kill Race Tournament, the Kiki Cup is coming up. And using the flight method, too, which is awesome, because if you're worried that you can't win, you can be the best of the second half. And that would still warrant or garner you a prize. So there's Flight A and Flight B. Top team from each flight gets a prize. Which is, how I've only ever won anything in golf. Because I was never good enough to be A flight. But I could do B flight.
I usually win the having most fun award, because I definitely don't win at golf. You look like you had the best time. Yeah, okay.
Keep destroying my trophy system. I'm so sad.
The trophy system, no.
Basically, flights, Mike, are a trophy system for determining who wins. See what I did there? Trophy system.
They're all in B. All of them. Everyone. Oh, I was so close to getting my cruise
I
missile.
almost got him. Okay, good. Copia handed over credit card details, so we're good. Congratulations.
Nice.
Copia is now famous. How about that for Copia? It feels so good for you. Copia. Copia. Furbicide. Furbicide.
That'd be a fun name for a band, right? Furbicide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Furbicide.
That's the Sean and I are going to form our own GMS band. Ryan, you can play drums.
I just want to be your manager. I want to,
right.
while you all are singing, I just want to be walking around, shaking hands. Post-pandemic.
You want to be our hype man?
Ooh,
like
I'd be
Flavor
good.
Flav?
And I get to be your announcer. Background graphics.
Welcome to the stage.
Furby's just melting.
Furbicide.
The Furby, like, all that's left is their half-melted head, but their wings form rock and roll horns. Copia can't hear us all over all the fame that's happening right now. We're going to play community games here shortly, so get ready for that. We will tell you more about our Patreon because it's related in a way to playing community games now. So we have that coming up for you. Roku is apparently seeking to acquire, according to a report that has now been reported by Variety's Todd Spangler. But Quibi, if you remember that, came out at the early part of the pandemic, and it was backed by billions of dollars. Jeffrey Katzenberg, Meg Whitman, had this whole project where they were going to put out shows that were designed for your phone in Quibbies, which I think they tried to verberize. That's right, verberize. The verb of making, the verb meaning to make something a verb. And it just didn't work. And I still think it has more to do with the pandemic than people are giving them credit for. I'm not saying it would have worked, but clearly I'm not taking extended bathroom breaks from my call center job, which I have worked with these other two. I remember those would last a little bit longer because I was playing iPhone games. I could imagine watching a Quibi while I was Quibbying. Anyway, I still think it had a little bit better of a chance had it not been for the pandemic. But that said, clearly Quibi didn't work. They have all this content. They put billions of dollars. I remember Chrissy Teigen had a show. I remember seeing advertisements that had Anna Kendrick in it. So they clearly had some original content. And now Roku may be interested in buying it. Reps for Quibi and Roku declined to comment. The journal story didn't include details about which Quibi shows may be part of the Roku deal or the financial terms. But it kind of makes sense. No one ever saw them, right? By and large. So if you're going to invest in something, that might be the thing to invest in. So
The only thing on Quibi that I really enjoyed was the new season of Reno 911 was on there. And I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but it's ridiculous. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Furbicide. You have to join us in Chicago for Furbicide. All right, let's play some community games. We're going to play Photo Complete. We play community games if we don't have an interview in the 8 o'clock hour. We are on Monday through Friday on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube. It is 8:33 right now, 11:33 on the East Coast, and 4:33 in the UK. Photo Complete is using the latest images from Flickr, or the most search images from Flickr. And with that, we can figure out an example of what they're trying to figure out. So right now, you can't see the picture that didn't load behind Mile. But in this instance, it would be the green, because that picture has a lot of green in it. You know, Sean, I just realized this game has a lot of the problems we run into with Mysterium and my wife. Because Mysterium's a game where you have to figure out what the person's trying to tell you through cards, and my wife always focuses on color. In this case,
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes she focuses on things none of us see.
True. So anyway, let's give you your first clue. We have 3 skips, or until we get tired of playing the game because we've mastered it. This is a panoramic picture that really translates well to this game. It's a phrase. Or do I have guesses in for thunder? Okay, I see it now. Yep. All right, I'm gonna guess thunder. We did it. All right, reset. Chicago, because that's where we all know that most Furbicide bands get their start, right? It's well known. Wow, Copia coming through with Full Metal Jacket already.
Full
You
wire
are-
puffy.
You are crushing it. Copia's cracked. All right, number 3. This one is
go.
this one is music. Blank over blank blank.
I'm with you.
That,
I'm with
that
you.
middle one is very sad. Why is
She
she
was-
troubled?
Is that what's next to her?
I can
Flowers,
tell.
perhaps?
Copia is 3 for 3. This one's music. I tried to look at the caption because Sean did give us some inside information that the caption, if you can tell, it's on the very bottom of this, does sometimes have a word that is associated with the answer.
Huh.
See? Yeah, Copia. You thought everything was
Well, no.
you thought this was going to be so easy. Now we throw you a curveball with a mask. Hey, Just because you're famous doesn't mean you can walk into our game and immediately just start getting all the answers, okay? It's called a reality check. It happens to everybody who get blinded by fame.
We were doing better when I was doing the Jeopardy theme.
Thanks, Sean.
5 seconds. All right, of course, our host will get it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yep. Little picture face thing.
Little picture face. Let's see if it goes. That, of course, was Little Black Submarines, the famous song and/or band
Little black
and/or music label, Little Black Submarines. See,
Yeah,
this is what makes Photo Complete so fun, because sometimes the pictures make absolutely no sense. On cue. How is that submarine? All right, this is a book, so paging Nintendo nerds, this is a book. Valley of the Dolls. On cue. Thank you, Nintendo, for being here. You can go.
Thanks, mail guy.
You're now dismissed. We've had you show up for your purpose, and
Your one thing, and now you can go.
Valley of the Knit and Natter Club. That would have been a better guess. Nintendo, I am actually genuinely serious now. Oh, he didn't even know it was a book. True, fair. How many books do you read? Because you're just so much more literarily cultured than I am. The Devil Wears Prada. Good guess.
Little Black Submarines is a Black Key song.
Oh, I like the Black Keys. Phrases. Get blank blank. Oh, I know this one.
Get bent, nerd. No?
Get Furbicide. There we go. Copia is back. Copia is back. That's the old Copia I knew before you got all blinded by fame. That's a phrase. Blank in the blank.
We can't talk about that on stream.
Got foot in the door.
Cankles in the door.
Foot in the door. Nice work. Gonzo had it right after that. Nintendo, I do usually read quite a bit, but have not read a single book since COVID. Can't focus on it. Fair. But you got a catalog for sure. All right, we're already up to 21,000 points, which you would think is a high score, but now the cookies or something I must have declined because it no longer keeps track of our score. So I think Hofbrew has the official total, which was around 46K, I want to say. Needle in a Haystack, first in from Copia, followed by Gonzo.
Romp in a hay.
Already up to number 10. Copia is cracked. All right, music. Blank on the blank. We have 2 more because we're out of time. All right, we got Walk on the Moon. Second guess. AJ with Man on the Moon. It was Man on the Moon.
Man on the
All right, last one is coming up after this one because we got the loading era. Error.
Welcome to the loading era.
The
Horse and
loading
Pony
era of
show.
Gaming Morning Show. It was Dog and Pony Show, I suspect.
Oh, I said horse did.
All right, here you go. Last one. Phrases. Blank. In your whatever that is.
What?
Hasn't popped up yet for me, so. Wow. Toad in your uvula.
Frog in your throat for the win. Nice work. I'm so proud of y'all. Music, it was Strawberry Fields Forever was the last one, but we gotta move on. A new high score trend that we couldn't see all the way through because, of course, we are running out of time. 8:40 West Coast time, 11:41 on the East Coast, and 4:41 in London. Mike sent us the story earlier. This is so great. How on earth, Mike, do you shop for a new media cabinet, but you're expecting a next-gen console? How on earth would one do that?
If I had to guess, I'd say you'd probably really hope that IKEA would make a mock-up for you that you could see if it fits.
Nah, they wouldn't
Or
do that,
you could
would
just
they?
or you can bring your system into the store, which is probably less preferable. But
I don't know.
yeah,
You could pay for your entire IKEA bill based around just the bids people were giving you while walking around with the PlayStation 5.
You know what? that is fair. You could be like, hey, I got a whole new living room set because of my PlayStation 5.
Yeah, you can get a full-blown mock-up. Didn't they have one that was on, like, they're just sitting there, right?
Yes, I think so. I think it's like, they have all the cardboard like TVs and books and stuff all over IKEA, just to give you visuals.
Someone was
They're,
saying that last
very
one was
comfortable.
toad in a hole.
Totally.
That's true. Welcome back, Superphonic. Thanks for watching us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Appreciate the host, Real AJ, as I mentioned earlier. And yesterday we had a chance on Twitch to host Perfect Lioness, and Perfect Lioness gave us a follow as well. So super grateful for that. I got to fix this command. It is going to hit you a whole bunch. But we did launch our Patreon yesterday. So if you are interested in becoming a patron, an early adopter patron of Gaming Morning Show, you can do so. It costs less than a Twitch subscription, and hopefully will give you a ton of good stuff, including what is currently listed on the Patreon website right now. That is patreon.com/gamingmorningshow, or of course you can find it on our website, the new and improved gamingmorningshow.tv.
For the price of a simple mocha latte yata waki per day, you too can become a patron.
For 2/3 of the cost when I get my most expensive drink at a Starbucks, you can become a patron.
What's your most expensive drink at a Starbucks?
It is the Venti Iced 3.5 pump quad non-fat white chocolate mocha with whip.
I am so sorry that I asked.
Have you ever-
$6.85.
Have you ever
I like
tried that, but
coffee.
with just 3 pumps? Does the half pump make the difference?
Are you
No,
questioning?
it's a serious question. Like, have you noticed you really need that half pump? Because what if it changed your whole order if you got a 3 pump and you're like, this is just as good?
I might
Why
have
is
some
my
really
game
exciting
so
news.
loud?
I'm not liking your sass. No, I've never tried it with. Well, I mean, I might have. Honestly, it's been so long. I started doing the triple because my favorite beverage at the Starbucks. I don't know if you've heard of them. Oh, it's a knifer. Is the pumpkin spice latte, which I think is going to catch on. I have a feeling that there's people who are going to be interested in that. They might even make it an acronym after a while, like PSL.
I
or
refuse
something.
to drink Starbucks.
I know, Duncan man. Anyway,
I actually plan my trips
Dunkin' Man.
around the area by which route goes closest to a Dunkin' Donuts.
and because I have fine-tuned that one to be a 3.5 pumper, I think I have defaulted. So this was eye-opening, and I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. And I'm going to take that feedback next time that I go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, because I don't care. I'll go anywhere.
Not Charlie. We've been through so much together.
The knifer's the worst. You are the worst, bird.
Yeah, so I did see that Nintendo, that it said somewhere on the side of it, on the PS5 version of it, that it was a mock that said, which IKEA media storage unit will be right to fit my new, memishly oversized gaming console?
I'm telling you, I guarantee somebody has tried to steal that, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta get it home quick." You distract them.
If you're from is it Yorkshire or Yorkshire? It's not an appetizing turd and a hurl. I
Sorry,
hope I
what?
was at least even close to that.
A turd and a hurl.
I have no accent abilities. The only mock accent that I can do is I think I have a pretty good Scottish accent whilst reading one book. I'm talking a very specific book that my kids have. And if I try to do an accent, I think it started out trying to be a non-Scottish accent. I can do a pretty good Scottish accent, in my opinion. But that's the only book and the only moment that I can do it in.
Do it. Yeah, you can't make that kind of claim and then not do it.
There's a person on the skee ball. Yes, there's
Yes, the traditional Irish saying, There's a person on the ski ball.
That wasn't my attempt at the accent, you fools. That was me telling you that there was a person on the ski ball. Why are we even friends?
I think accidental impressions and accents are my favorite. Like when you're trying to do one thing and you end up with like a perfect something else.
Like a Beetlejuice, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think I was trying to do a Batman.
I think so.
And I got to Beetlejuice, which coincidentally...
It was a great Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Coincidentally, both Michael Keatons. Which, I forgot, I had that in the rundown, I thought.
I didn't see it, but that's a great segue.
Yeah, do you remember the news?
It was in our Discord.
Did someone here said they were more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan? Right?
Me. Of the movies that I have watched, I've watched more DC movies than Marvel, and nothing about the Marvel like big ol' universe like excites me. Plus, Spider-Man's been ruined forever by Tobey Maguire. So, yeah, I go to the DC movies with Sean, and my wife gets to go to the Marvel movies.
It works out well.
I was just reading actually that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are currently filming their parts for Spider-Man 3.
I don't think that's the news we were talking about, though.
Oh no, you're right.
I mean, that's all well and good, but
those in the comic book world, you're wondering who's replacing Mr. Affleck as Batman in the DCEU. That would be none other than the original Batman himself, Adam West. No, I'm just kidding. Michael Keaton.
Oh, the skee ball person got best play. He's on the skee ball.
That's cheating.
Oh no, that was a teammate of ours. So multiple people have tried the skee ball tactic.
The skee ball play was popular.
Our real AJ says, "I'm British, but I hear someone attempting a British accent. I somehow put an even more British accent on." But it is interesting. So, Sean's wife, well, my wife, because they're sisters, their family originally is from like the Midwest, and so they have a tendency, some way, somehow, to almost have like that like long drawn out O sound when they talk. And then it didn't help that. Sean's wife was frequently traveling back to the Midwest, and every time she'd come back, she would come back with that, like, as her primary way of speaking. So it happens. It rubs off.
Well, it's funny, coming from the camping world, I have a lot of friends from around the world. Because we have a lot of foreign staff that work at camps, and they live in the States now though, but whenever they go home, like their accent becomes like 10 times stronger when they come back. And other friends are like, "You sound so American."
I can't do a Scottish accent. I'm telling you. I did one decent one, I thought, one time, and it's never gonna actually happen in real life. In real person. That's what I almost said.
In real person.
All right, stick around. We got the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews coming up after this. And then for the first time ever on Gaming Morning Show, we present to you our clip of the day at the end of the stream.
Clip of the day. It's the clip of the day.
That's where we could move the Beer of the Day song. Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Until next year.
Do I have a second? Okay, all opposed? I don't think Mike knows how to second things.
I kind of expected him to say something like, "I couldn't care less." I don't know why, but that's what I thought was good.
Yeah, Gonzo, I'm going to go with ERP. ERP's my new acronym. ERP, in real person. Gonzo, I don't even know if I had a chance to say hi yet. So how's your day going? Killed the knifer before you ran to the skee ball. Worth it.
Ooh, shot me in the face.
So give a show of hands. Who's playing in Kiki Cup? And by show of hands, the virtual hands by which you can use in chat.
I'm may. I was thinking about firing up Apex later and seeing if it's even something that I can do.
Oh, someone tripped my prox mine right as I was getting near it, and it killed 2 people and myself.
Oh. I'm going off right now. Watch out, boys. Nope. You're not gonna
Probably
blow me
fire
up.
some Minecraft this evening.
Never gonna blow
Bring on
me
the
up.
forward.
Never gonna let me down. It blew me up. It let me down. Oh, Dr. Chick is looking for a third. Gonzo has moved forward with intent to play in Kiki Cup. So, if you've
When
ever-
is the Kiki Cup?
January 31st. It is a Sunday. And Kiki, I do need you to know that I believe it is an NFL playoff Sunday.
We're not talking about the NFL.
It could be the championship weekend. Thank you.
No thanks. I'm boycotting the NFL for the next 8 months. Maybe longer. I don't know.
What happened in the NFL? What hurt you?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, how is it any different than any other Eagles season?
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
oh, got you good. Got you good, Mike.
I mean, we are kind of brothers, though. We both had Tebow, so the only difference is we were smart enough to cut him before playing.
Wow, Tebow hater, huh? Could you imagine?
I'm a Mets fan, so I actually got to watch Tim Tebow play left field for the Syracuse Mets 2 years ago, and one of the high points was heckling him from the side. He was really good at backing up the throw. It was, and we would tell him, and he would laugh and then wave to us.
Probably one of the nicest people on the planet, I suspect.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I'm gonna need someone else to recap the news because I need to make a quick exit. There's a Mohawk emergency I need to take care of for a certain birthday boy.
Oh, yeah. Can we get in chat really quick before he runs? Can we give a big happy birthday, Sean's son? Happy birthday, Sean's son, so that we can tell Sean's son that he is loved. All right. Let me
Happy
focus.
birthday, Mr. Youngin.
Let me focus you up. Switching over to this. Good transition. No one even could tell that we were making that transition. Wow. Yeah, it's not like we have
What
things on the screen
transition?
right now. Did we lock up? Did we lock up? Are we there? Okay, we're good. Phew, that was close. It is Gaming Morning Show. It is 8:54 on the West Coast. It is 11:54 on the East Coast, and it is 4:54 for those watching in the UK. Yeah, I didn't really need to make that transition. In fact, you're kind of cut off, so kind of lean to your left. Yeah, there he is. Look at him centering himself up. High production quality of Gaming Morning Show. We'll cut back when Sean gets back. This is the news of the day. It's National Screenwriters Day. It is National Whipped Cream Day. It is National Keto Day. It is Bird Day. Star Wars: The High Republic was trending on Twitter. That was our topic of the day. Everything, including a twice-a-month YouTube show hosted by Christina Ariel, will be announced, or was announced, I should say. You can test drive the PS5 or Xbox Series X at a local IKEA. If you're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is available not only in VR, but with a live weather feature that allows you to look around at the real weather that's happening in the real place. And Roku is acquiring the rights, maybe, to Quibi, according to a report of a report. Here's your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. We do the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News every morning at 6:50 a.m. Pacific Time, and by 6:50 I mean 6:30. Sony discontinued the production of all but one model of the PS4 in Japan. This is according to IGN. Epic Games, you said, Mike, because this was when I was busy trying to make my PlayStation work. They bought Office Space. That was the news.
Kind of. So Epic Games purchased the property for their new headquarters. Obviously, they're growing as an organization, and that new property is inside of an entire shopping mall. So it's not just a like a regular building. It's they purchased an 87-acre site for $95 million.
$95 million. It's a lot of dollars.
It's a lot of dollars. It's
And
a lot of building.
For some reason, you just got into the world of delay, and I don't know what happened. It's all right. The end of the show. IGN's article. Nintendo, they're acquiring the company, the developer that made Luigi's Mansion 3. So it's Next Level, I want to say is the name of the company. And our name of the morning, Orion, The Eternal Punishment, out today for PC and Mac. We will tweet all of that stuff out. Wasn't able to do it because I was busy trying to make my PlayStation work at the time. It is 8:57 West Coast time. Looking for someone to host, and while we do, we'll debut our newest segment on Gaming Morning Show, and we will sing the song that all have been waiting for, and that song is, of course, time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look, it's the clip of the day.
Toot toot.
Research. It was premeditated. There's no way I can get you off in the court of law now. Come on.
It's first degree verbicide.
Verbicide. I don't think I have plans this weekend, but I'll wait till Thursday and see if I can do a cooking stream. Ooh, a Dr. Chick cooking stream. What are you cooking? Adobo with a side of Furby? I mean, I think Kopi has the recipe. AJ, you're being charged with first-degree murder. Oh my gosh. Oh. Chat, you get moment of the day. Of the day. Oh no, I picked the wrong one. There you are. Oh gosh. The transition out mic was horrible, but we made it.
It's all good. It happens. You know, it's a show marred with chaos. Oh,
we're just working the kinks out right now. All right. Anything you want to close with, or are you good?
I love you. I'll be online tonight playing some Minecraft from 9:30 until I fall asleep. If anyone wants to come by and see my castle,
that would
Very
be
exciting.
super fun. All right, I'm just looking through those that I have available to host. It's not there. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to have one of our first repeats then, because I don't see anybody on my list right now that we haven't already went over to. Any chat recommendations before we close out the show for those who want to host somebody on Twitch? I'm looking through one server really quick.
Jules is on.
I have heard of that name. Are they on right now?
Jules the Human. Yeah, we've gone to.
No,
Jules before.
Sabaton.
Oh.
Sabaton Queen was the
That was a
recommendation.
while. Do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jules the Human, but we have already done that one.
True. We have hosted.
All right, let me type in Sabaton Queen. Is Sabaton Queen 92 playing Assassin's Creed? To be honest, I'm going to go watch some games done quick, so ignore my Rex, LOL. All right, on the recommendation of Real AJ and Copia, the Ferb Killer.
The Destroyer.
The Ferb the Destroyer. All right, let's go ahead and hype over to Sabotage? Yeah, Sabaton Queen 92, and we'll see you again tomorrow for more of Gaming Morning Show. Goodbye, everybody. Happy birthday, Sean's son. Happy Tuesday.